Is it going to be our internet that fucks up today? Is it going to be the microphones making weird sounds again? Is a building gonna blow up? What is it going to be today that will go wrong? Or are you or I going to catch another cold?
Out of all options, I'm kinda guessing / hoping on A, because the rest sucks more. And A is also more likely because we already had an outage today.
Okay, all of them are bad. Stop doing that,
no,
please. You idiot. You utter moron.
That's super itchy. Oh.
Welcome back, everybody, to the most cursed Higurashi streams possible. Hello, Skinner. Congrats on being first, second, and third. And then conveniently leaving so that you can pretend that you don't actually love visual novels and I get it, you don't want to spoil Higurashi for me. That's really sweet.
That is adorable. Appreciate it. Thank you for the love.
Yeah, it is Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hello, Honest Psycho.
Halfway
Hello,
through the
Darkler.
week.
Happy you woke up on time. Hello, everybody. How are you all doing?
It is cold. The weather is kind of nice though, but inside it is cold.
Because the building is still cold. Like, winter is still stuck in the stones.
Look at all this chicken skin that doesn't get picked up by stream.
Like, I don't know if that's... I don't think it's the same in a lot of places in the US because houses are built different there. But in Europe, where we live, most houses are like solid stone. They are built in a way to trap heat. It's not really working after a long period of cold though, so, you know, the materials need to warm up again. We're not the kind of people that still have the heating on when it's like slowly getting spring outside.
We're not the type of people that turn the heating on anyway.
We have this year.
No, that was last year. Schnuggies all the way. I still stick to my point. Best investment ever.
Are we gonna Higu some Rushies? I don't know. I mean, yesterday I wanted to talk about orphans getting a good life and everybody suddenly started cannibalism on me. So I would be willing to Higu some Rushies. I don't know if you all are willing to follow me on that journey. I'm just saying.
All of you to assume I live in a home and not a crappy apartment. Well, it's the same
thing.
For...
We live in an apartment too, and it could be definitely better. Home for me is an interchangeable thing. House, apartment. Your mileage might vary, but hello Motornut, happy Wednesday. How are you feeling?
It's all the same. All the same. Something with a roof over your head.
Yes, basically. Dark Lord, thank you for the free stream watch streak. I think that will be an illuminating day. I hope so. I've spent the last thing I'm gonna rant about issues. After yesterday's stream, I was still sitting here for an hour trying to figure out what caused the microphone sounds. I cannot find out.
It also did not seem to be me for a change.
It sounded like it's the microphones. I've checked the cables. I've checked everything that could have touched the cables. I've watched a good 20 minutes of people online complaining / fixing the stuff we're using. It was none of these things. We have replacements coming in Friday. If anything happens today, I'm sorry. Please let us know, like you did last time. I appreciate it. It's annoying, but I appreciate it. Not annoying because you say it, it's annoying because it happens.
Yeah, but it's better when we know so that we don't have that the entire stream through.
I hope this fixes it. I hope.
Higurashi is just haunted, like yes. For real. It really is.
Definitely. And it doesn't help that usually during the setup I already start the game so that there is no like loading stuff, interferences with the stream, like hiccups. And the Higurashi title screen, I don't know if that's in the base game as well or because I installed this 07th mod thing, there is white noise. It's the sound of those cicadas like and there is,
it doesn't really help, doesn't it?
There is just white noise. It's like Rauschen in German. I don't know what's the English word for that.
I have no clue. Interference. No.
Like wind whooshing sound going through leaves and stuff. And it sounds really atmospheric.
The only thing I hear are the
But if I'm trying to...
cicadas.
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 Cicada. But, you know, if you're already paranoid about sound issues and then you hear all of this, like, crisping noise, that's... I'll try to, like, chill with it.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
I hope so.
Also glad you're doing better,
Not better,
Matanor,
just a
besides the
bad
cough.
lingering cough.
That is so annoying. Like, dry coughing is so annoying.
Mortonard, silver lining. If you ask me, when it comes to like having a recurring coughing, don't know if that's what you want or not, but this is like my positive spin on having something that makes me cough. It helps my abs.
It doesn't help you, Troy.
Do you remember, after the first time you came over to visit, I caught mononucleosis?
Yeah, I remember.
And I lost 20 pounds. It was pretty bad. I was this close to needing to go to the hospital and staying there. It was pretty bad. So I looked like malnourished Jesus, but because it also came with flu-like symptoms, I was coughing a lot. I was feeling way better, but I was coughing a lot. And I could see my abs. And that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. 20 pounds? Yeah, 22 to be exact. I lost 11 kilos.
It had
It was bad.
some bright sides.
Like, I'm not joking when I said I was this close to needing to go to the hospital and go like, put liquids and stuff into me. I couldn't eat for 5 days. I couldn't drink for 3 days. Because of my throat just being like, it was not good. Cannot recommend.
The only thing that was swollen was your face.
At the end, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything else was just
that.
like... Yeah, and high fever, which is why I burned so many calories, which is why I lost that weight. Like I said, cannot recommend. If you have a choice to catch mono, don't. No. Mm-mm. I hear Ozempic does it better, but again, maybe just live healthier lifestyles if you want to drop weight. Ozempic is a drug, I believe, correct me on this, everybody.
It's not for diabetes.
Yes, it was originally made for people with diabetes, but then rich people have found out if they take that, they get hungry less, and apparently it also does something to your metabolism.
I need that. I'm
So
hungry
you
all day
start
long.
burning calories, so you lose weight. The thing with that is, for the effect to last, you have to keep taking it. And you have to inject yourself with it.
Oh, it's an injection.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not just a pill you eat.
That would
Yeah.
be kind of handy.
No,
I
it
would
wouldn't.
absolutely
No, it
like having
wouldn't.
that.
I'm all in favor of people who struggle with losing weight, getting help with losing weight. But at the same time, if there's just a pill you take, no, it's about building like healthier lifestyle choices. Like
Yeah, but
eating
if that
better,
is what
moving
gets
more.
you there.
Helping, yes, as the only thing people are doing, hell no. Hell no.
Well,
I don't like it.
I would sign for a pill like that.
Having abs because you're skinny doesn't count. Because I was super skinny, low body fat stuff, and because of my abs working out, because I was coughing all the time. Like I was building muscle from being sick, only in that one place, and everything else was atrophying from not being able to move. But still, you know, silver linings.
Can't have it all.
I like taking shortcuts. Yeah, I mean,
Same. I prefer the shortcuts.
potato. There's a lot of issues with the whole Ozempic GLP-1 situation.
What's
Yes.
the GLP-1 situation?
The Ozempic stuff. Like people who actually should be taking it, not being able to get it because rich people keep injecting themselves.
There's a shortage. For real?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there was.
Then it
I don't know
kind
if
of
that's
sucks
good.
if you're actually needing this stuff and then all around you people are taking it because they want to lose weight. I would be pretty salty about that too.
Yeah,
I mean,
everybody should be. GLP. Is that what it's called? I don't know. GLP-1 could also be a new chatbot system. You know, the
I'll take it.
GPTs, the GLPs now for your body. GLP-1 is the generic term for Ozempic and similar types of drugs. Alright, thank
I
you.
feel like I
learned
missed
something
something here. I don't recall really hearing about
But
it.
the whole Ozempic thing has been a thing for a couple of weeks. Unlike me though, I don't think you regularly watch American late night shows.
No, not really.
Like I get
The only
all...
thing I watch is what I hear from you.
Yeah, but okay, fair enough. I get all of my up-to-date information on what happens in the US from late night shows. I don't know how good that is for me, but
I mean, probably bad.
I don't know about that because the same, like the German versions of these shows are basically like the news with some comedy factored in, of course. And like it keeps me up to date for the local stuff.
I mean, yeah, I agree. It is kind of, they do talk about things that have happened recently, and even though they put some comedy in it, they do focus a lot on the negative.
Yeah, but doesn't all news kind of?
I mean, yeah, that's why I don't read it.
Fair enough. Talking about bad news, I've been hogging the stream. Tifa, you wanted to tell us something about droppings. You said that yesterday.
In the hogging industry, we don't get to talk about it, we don't.
That was me segueing into you.
Well, that was a really bad segue.
Yes and Tifa, the first rule of improv. Yes and.
No, you can't go yes and when you always give crap about my segues.
I'm giving you. Yes, I can.
There's no yes and there either. So now there's no yes and as well.
So because you're shit at it.
Oh, come on, that was like the worst segue you've done in a while.
I don't think so.
Like, it wasn't natural at all.
Do I need to bring back the log jokes?
No, that was a all-time low that we will not reach again. If it was up to me, at least.
Talking about logs, droppings, Tifa. Please don't. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't even know what the exact log joke was anymore, but I only remember that it was
What
horrible.
What do people...
I mean, that wasn't an invite to say it.
Okay, fine. Me again when Higurashi no Naku Koroni. Cats make me cry because I'm allergic. Hello, Nevo. Happy Wednesday.
How are you doing, Nevo?
How are you doing? Meanwhile, Tifa, droppings. Go.
Okay, yeah, I teasered it yesterday, true. I always considered this one of my more fun school memories when I was a kid. But only recently did I saw a thingy on Reddit and it was like, oh, do Dutch people actually do this to their kids?
May I do the intro because you're not doing it justice?
Okay, fine.
Tifa the other day, while we were coming back from doing groceries, reminded me that as a kid she got abducted and she thinks that was a good thing.
I wouldn't see it as abducted. You're basically like ditched somewhere.
She's been kidnapped and lost somewhere in the woods. Now, what exactly happened, Tifa?
Usually when your first dropping happens when you're around 12 years old at school. In your what's the school thing before high school?
If you
English?
person watching this, if you happen to be around that age, 10, 11, 12, 13, and you're thinking, oh my god, I'm really like worried, nervous about puberty and stuff. What is the old lady talking about?
Middle school, thank you.
About like a dropping happens. Relax. Unless you're in the Netherlands, you've got nothing to worry about.
You don't even need to worry about it. It's so much fun. Basically, in
You're
your last year of middle school, you often have like a school camp kind of thing. So we had ours in Belgium. I remember cycling
so far, so good. It's a school camp. You go for a trip.
We had to cycle there. I remember cycling with our class like 8 hours to Belgium.
Reminder that both the Netherlands and Belgium are comparatively tiny, so cycling from one to the other.
Excuse me, do you know how far?
It's a lot of work, but if you can cycle it in 8 hours, it's not Texas.
Yeah, it was like 6-8 hours by bike. So we went there. Someone was also trekking by car in case someone got tired, then they could go into the car. Anyway, so we went to school camp somewhere in Belgium, this big forest. And as one of the last activities, we have what is called a dropping. So,
for I will keep track of this. Step 1, bring children to an unknown location. To them unknown. Okay?
I mean, a lot of districts do this differently. For us, we were woken up around 3 a.m. in the morning, then put into pairs in like 4. my group had 5 because we were an uneven number, I still remember that. Then basically the teachers drop you off like 20...
No. What happens then? Tell the steps, you're skipping things.
I'm not
They
skipping
wake
things.
you up at 3 a.m.
They wake you up around 3 a.m, put you into groups. Like,
tell you to group together and
then they
put you in a car.
Put you in a car with your group and you get dropped off at a random location like 20-25 kilometers away from the camp. And every
Step
group
1.
gets dropped somewhere else.
Hello Evie, thank you for the resub. Step
Appreciate
1
it.
to Dutch children's life. Be like 12 years old. Go on a school trip.
You're making this so much worse than it is.
Go to a location you haven't been to. Get woken up at 3 a.m. Be told to get into groups. Get driven to an even more unknown location. 5 to 6 hours walking distance away in the dead of night. Okay, carry on.
I want 25 kilometers is not 6 hours
Yes,
of
it is.
walking. Anyway, so you're dropped like roughly 20-25 kilometers away from camp. I have no clue what that is in miles. Double? 50?
Like 20, 17 to 20.
Oh,
About
that's
6
not
hours worth of walking.
It's not 6 hours worth of walking.
Carry on.
So basically you're dropped off, no phones, no lights, but a map.
They take your means of communication with the outside world.
To be fair though, most of us back then didn't even have phones.
That's
Like
because
I
we're
did not
old.
have a phone when I was 12.
That's because we're old, Tifa.
So the majority didn't even have to hand in their phone. 6 kilometers is about 4 miles, so
Carry on.
like 20 miles.
You're getting stuck on the wrong
Anyway.
details.
Doesn't matter. So you get dropped off there with a map, no flashlights, and the teacher leaves, goes back to the camp. Then you just have a couple of hours, like until 9-10 in the morning, to make your way back to the camp. Like you don't know where you are, so you first have to figure out your location on the map, which can be easy. Like we were dropped off near a little village somewhere, so we could find our position on the map by walking around the village, figuring out the street names, and then like going back into the forest and
I'm
finding
shocked
our
Tifa
way.
didn't try echolocation, going through a forest like...
But that's basically what a dropping is. Depending on the district or the school, it's done during the day, it can be done during the night. You can have phones, you cannot have phones, but it's basically like a survival thing, yeah. You get dropped off in an unfamiliar area with a bunch of kids, and then you just have a couple of hours time to make your way back. And then hope you make your way back.
How many friends have you lost during this? Like an active village or an abandoned village?
No, it's like an active village. Like
Bear
you just-
Grylls in Dutch?
You just dropped at a random location.
How many people decided to drink their own pee?
That is not a thing. We
How-
did actually have a bottle of water with
How
us.
many people went to poop and then kept their feces to try to drive them out in the sun the next day to make fuel?
We absolutely should have done this. But this
Did
is...
you make moats where you take a plank but you put a hole into it and then the night he poops into the hole?
No, but this is one of my favorite school camp memories. The dropping and making our way back. I remember it being lots of fun, even though it was over 20 years ago.
Would you say that you're best friends with these children that you were dropped with?
No. No contact anymore, unfortunately.
It's the PTSD every time they look at each other. It's like, I remember the woods, the woods.
But like I said, I thought that was something relatively normal. It was a lot of fun
Yeah.
to do. And then I saw a post on Reddit. It's like, oh, do people really do this? And then they were like, why would you drop your kid in a forest? Like a lot of schools also choose to stay within boundaries. Like if you're dropped in a forest, you stay in a forest. Or if you are in a big city, you
What
stay
happens
in
in
the
the
city.
forest stays in the forest.
Like it all depends on the rules your school set, I suppose. But it
Dropping
seemed like
off
such a normal
bunch
thing.
of kids at an abandoned village sounds like a recipe for Lord of the Flies sequel. Yes. What the fuck is this story? Tifa's childhood memories. If you drop a kid in a forest and no one's around to hear, did the kid really drop? Okay, but for real, how often do kids not show up the next morning?
I have no clue. All of our teams came back. I remember my group was one of the last to come back because we had the map like upside down and we walked in the opposite direction of the camp.
That is 100% Tifa.
I fully remember that. But we came back at camp when it was light. And we made breakfast. I remember that, which was around 9.
The world is like a cinnamon stick. Everyone licks it, but doesn't get much. Yeah.
I don't remember the rest of the details anymore, unfortunately, but we did all make it back. So, it was so much fun.
Long story short, spoilers. You, imaginary kid watching this, if you're like in that age range, and if you're like 12 or something, if you're not in the Netherlands, cool, you're safe. If you're in the Netherlands, we're going to come for you. Potentially when you're sleeping. You'll be lucky if you're with friends. I hope you're not afraid of the dark. Maybe
I don't know if they
talk
still
to your
do this, by
parents
the
about
way.
this.
Times have changed. But I would assume they would. Why would you get rid of this tradition?
Tifa, you didn't eat any of your teammates and start your cannibalistic feelings.
I mean, hunger does things to you.
That's true, everybody starts looking like a sandwich at some point.
Yeah. Like an hour in, everyone looks like a snack.
The closest thing I've experienced in my school life is a night walk. As in, after it got dark already, the entire class on the school trip together with the teachers went for a walk through the forest.
That sounds kind of boring.
We were never alone. Like, there was always somebody. And we had lights, you know?
Wouldn't you enjoy being dropped in the dark, finding your way back?
If that had been me, and if I hadn't been like specifically briefed about the situation, at 12, I would have died. I would have gotten the mother of all panic attacks, forgotten how to breathe, and I would have died.
I'm pretty sure you could like opt out of doing it.
Oh, the kidnappers ask you if you're okay with this on the way while they drive you into the forest.
I'm pretty sure before
is that before or after they put the bag over your head so that you don't see where you're going?
We actually were all blindfolded. I mean, that makes sense. Otherwise you see where you're driving and which direction to go back.
Did we also tell you to not talk to each other because one really smart kid was like 1, 2, 3. You know, like trying to count the distance?
Why would you do that?
So that you know where you're being abducted to! Same if there's like bumps in the road, you try to mentally keep track of that. Do you know how many like Taken-like movies I've seen in my life? Trust me, if the moment were to ever come, I would freak out and forget everything I learned that I should be doing to like remember where I am. But I've seen them. Are they sure that you are the girl that
like swapped along the way?
Yeah.
Replaced with someone else.
Snack pack Jack. I mean,
I'm scared now. I swear, it was so much fun. And I don't know if they still do it in the same...
The problem with Tifa is
setting?
too, because she calls them droppings. Like, you can't Google this. If you go to Google...
I'm quite sure you can Google school dropping Netherlands.
And you put in Dutch droppings, A, you'll be put on a list, and B, it will be European scat porn.
Oh, Google it.
No.
I'm quite sure you will just find the school practice.
I will not look that up. I will not Google this on... No.
I'm pretty certain. But I don't know how they would do it now. Like, I don't know any kids around that age that would go through it. But like...
I'm kind of happy that you don't.
Yeah, but I mean, nowadays, kids at that age have phones.
Yes.
But if you have a phone, you have Google Maps.
Yes.
And then you know exactly where to go.
Unless they bring you to a forest where reception is notoriously bad.
Yeah, but I kind of doubt that. So either you would have to hand in your phone.
Yes.
Or just promise not to use Google Maps.
Yeah, I promise I won't use the technology I readily have available to get out of a situation which I don't enjoy. Yeah, and I'm gonna Google Maps my way out of this.
Well, I want to say, like I said, every school has their own rules when it comes to that. We didn't have phones, but now I said that we had to hand them in if you had them, but I'm quite sure no one had a phone back then.
Somebody
like I didn't
had
have one at least. I seriously don't remember.
Yeah, when you were 12, people started giving children mobile phones. Maybe you didn't have one, but other kids might have. Yeah.
Well, no one in our team had one at least. Yeah. But we were doing the old-fashioned.
Are you saying your school did this to you? Yes.
Yeah, that's a school thing during school camp.
Yeah.
When you stay for I think it was 5 days in total. We were staying at a camp in Belgium back then.
Yeah.
And one of the last days, second to last, you get...
To earn the right to return to your families, you must first find your way out of this forest.
You get dropped somewhere at night and you have to find your way back to the camp with your group. It was so much fun. I would love to do that again now and then try to find your way home.
You wouldn't believe it. You would not believe it. But Tifa relaying this experience to other people was the ground, the inspiration for Metal Gear Solid 3. You've never played it, but everybody that has will understand what I'm saying. These days, if you take children away in the night, you get put on a most wanted list. Yeah, funnily enough, because Tifa reminded me of a story and my reaction was very much the same. That reminded me of Tifa and I going for burritos years ago, and it was winter. It was January, it was pretty cold, it was freezing outside. And we were sitting there looking through the window outside, and this young couple comes with a baby stroller with a baby in it. And they go past the burrito store, they look in, looks interesting. Also, Jack moment, but we don't have a thingy for that because we don't need one. My stories are normal. They go past the thing, they go around the corner where there's another window so we can see the baby. They put the stroller there, and then they go inside. And they order food, and they sit down, and the baby is sitting
the baby is
in the stroller. I mean,
looking
right outside.
at them through the window.
They can see the baby, but I mean, it's outside in the freezing cold, and we were sitting there do we call CPS? Do we get help? Do we do something? The next day, I go to work. I, of course, tell the story at work, and I have this Danish guy in my team back then, and he goes, "What are you talking about? This is normal." And I'm I'm sorry, abandoning your baby out in the freezing
they could
cold
see it outside.
Is a thing. And then he explained to me that in Scandinavia, yes, to improve young children's immune system, you leave them outside in the cold, in their stroller. I mean, they're not naked. They don't freeze to death.
They're dressed really well.
They're dressed for winter. But you leave them outside for a little bit of time.
Thinking about it,
and
I think that's really smart.
I never would have thought about this. If I had kids, I don't think my instinct would be, should I leave this newborn? This baby is 12 months old. Should I leave it out in the freezing cold? I mean, under a jacket and all that, but...
For the first time, it was a bit weird. But yeah. I do recall looking after you told me the story from your colleague, looking it up, and you can see pictures of restaurants with rows of these buggies outside.
Yeah. I was here in Ottawa City. I think maybe the inspiration for a lot of these things came from stories like this. Because to me, like I said, this is unfathomable. But there are places in the world where this is completely normal, and not doing it would be the thing where people go that's weird. So,
it's pretty smart if you think about it.
Or my parents giving me hard alcohol when I was getting my teeth. I don't know, I think that's also a thing. First of all, I think it's frowned upon. I do not know. But people telling parents when their babies are teething, when the first teeth come in because the baby is in pain, to rub whiskey or something over the pacifier because it's numbing. I've seen this in movies before. I don't have children. I don't know if it's a good idea to give babies any amount of alcohol.
I thought ice was the trick.
That can also help. You know, ice against swellings. But I don't know. I don't know.
Well, do you remember being in pain? Then it worked.
I don't remember getting my baby teeth as a baby, no. No, I can't say I do. Maybe that's alcohol-induced memory loss, though. I mean, do I remember? No. Do I know why I don't remember? Also no.
I've never heard of it, so I'm gonna guess that's not really a practice anymore.
I'm gonna Google that.
Oh, that's what you will Google, huh?
Giving babies alcohol? Yes. Putting alcohol on pacifiers. Pacifiers.
Doesn't still seem to be a thing. Oh yeah, does whiskey on pacifiers work?
Some parents receive advice to rub brandy or whiskey on teething gums. However, alcohol is not safe for infants. It is believed that alcohol may help provide relief by numbing the gums. This is not true though. According to goodrx.com, which was the second thing on Google that I'm seeing, but the first thing that's actually about teething. So yeah, don't give babies alcohol.
It sounds like a 90s thing, really.
Yes. Yeah. Getting used to the cold in small doses should be fine. I would think so. I mean, it's been done for so long. If it was bad, I think they would have stopped. You know, like traditions start somewhere for a reason. Yeah.
I would say it works.
Well, old-timey thing I'd heard was you dip your finger in liquor, use that to let the baby suck on. But we'll probably stop doing that, yeah. Yeah,
I don't think
tactics,
people still do that. Like, I haven't heard of the practice anymore, so I want to say no. I think nowadays you just throw the pacifier in the freezer.
That could work. My youngest alcoholism story. We were at some expo, I don't recall which one. And as a kid, from as young as I remember, I always loved raspberries. Because they're tasty, right?
I really enjoy raspberries in everything except when they're fresh.
Yeah, I prefer raspberry marmalade to fresh ones, but
yeah, I find fresh raspberries so weird. They're like awkward to eat.
So we're at this place, and I was like 5, I think, and I'm just walking through there with my parents. You know, I'm like looking at all the colors and all the stuff there of people like displaying food and whatnot, and we're walking past a stall, and they have Armagnac. It's a fruit liquor, I believe.
Doesn't ring a bell.
And they put fruit in that stuff. It's a really sweet kind of liquor.
Oh, it's where you see the fruit floating in it, like vodka.
Yeah,
vodka with fruit.
Kind of. Same idea, I guess. Sorry to all the Armagnac hardcore fans that I just offended. But to me, same thing. So my parents stand at the stall and they order one. It's a little shot glass, super tiny amount, little bit of that Armagnac stuff, and the raspberry in it. So they drink that. I was like, oh, this is really tasty. Me being a kid and not knowing what all of this is, I'm like, I want one too. My parents gave me one.
I mean, isn't it kind of normal to give your kid at some point some alcohol?
I don't know if giving your 5-year-old on an empty stomach an entire shot of that stuff because there's a raspberry in it.
I mean, an entire shot, maybe not.
But I can tell you that my first experience of being buzzed/drunk was then. Yeah. I think the usual idea is they don't like that and won't ask for it for years. It was tasty.
Yeah, like I remember my grandfather offering me beer when I was a kid too.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
Beer's disgusting.
Didn't like it. Didn't really drink it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the thing. Besides, it's not going to hurt you.
I don't think, developmentally wise, it's a good idea to give 5-year-olds hard liquor.
You're going to drink it every day.
Not that I remember, but again, why do I not remember?
I mean, I can say these things, it's not a bad idea, because I'm not a parent. Like, I don't have a kid who I have to do this with anyway. So.
And now look at Jack. Yeah, if you ever have questions, mostly my answer is bad parenting, you know? Anyway, that's my story about all of that. There we go. You've been abducted. I've been given liquor. I mean...
Best times of my life.
Potato, right? Tifa, talking about
Best
potatoes.
times of school life.
Wait, you give kids liquor, they grow up to talk about cannibalism and child diseases. Yeah, that's a Tifa thing. But I got the liquor. I think it's the abduction that does that to people.
I feel like the adults talk about the child diseases, though.
That's true. And then you pick up on it. Yeah. Truly, Higurashi reminds us of the best part of our childhood. That is true, which is why, Tifa, what happened the last time we played Higurashi, When They Cry, Chapter 1.
Where's that the game?
What?
It's high beeping.
That's the game.
Oh, okay.
Check yesterday. I want to steal a baby so I can start feeding them sake. Not as babies! I never said that.
Jack's trying to redeem himself.
You babies. That's never what I said. Not even once.
It is absolutely what you were implying.
No. You know, when we started streaming, we were talking about like overlays, and I decided...
So, wait, I'm gonna...
I want an overlay where you can see the chat, because I prefer it that way. But now when people come in, and they weren't here yesterday, and they don't get what we're talking about, if this is the first message they see, oh well. What are you doing?
I'm gonna add this so that I don't remember, or so that I don't forget.
So that you don't forget to remember to forget?
Exactly.
I think you're looking for the enter button, Tifa.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mortonard.
Thank you, because this way I will remember, and then we all know that the next day you try to save yourself. I'm keeping that one.
Meanwhile, Tifa, recap what happened yesterday in Higurashi.
Not that much actually.
It started with Tifa attempting to do a recap, doing really badly, and me doing it.
We all decided to go on a trip out to explore the city, have a look at everything. We had a picnic.
What happened during the walk?
Nothing. Everyone, the entire city knew us.
Keiichi was introduced to town life, as in being on a
village
talking term basis with everybody living there and everybody knowing that he moved there because, you know, they are the new people and everybody else already knows each other. Which was news to him.
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like that's important.
I don't feel like it is, but sure. We'll add it into the recap. So basically that, we had a picnic on top of one of the mountains with a very beautiful view. It was great. We all had some food. We had apple bunnies.
Yes.
We all tried to get the most apple bunnies from Reina.
Yeah.
By
making her go cute. Yeah, that was the whole thing.
In the end, I forgot her name. The blue-haired girl one, the little one.
I want to say Reina.
No, Reina is the.
Oh yeah, Mion is the green-haired girl. Satoko is the blonde one.
Rika, thank you.
Rika, thank you.
Rika
Something
actually won, got all of the apple bunnies in the end. Then after we left, we all said goodbye with the exception of Rina and Keiichi, who were going in the same direction.
Also,
what
it's
are you doing
Reina,
to
not
my...
Rina.
Oh, Reina. Sorry.
Like
For some reason I have Rina in my head. Who went in the same direction as
was
Reina.
The girl you lost in the woods?
wanted
we
to
didn't
have
talk about Rina.
a little shortcut towards the
garbage disposal site.
Basically that, because she loves dumpster diving, which I can appreciate.
A junk fill? What do you call it?
It seemed more like an illegal dumping area.
Yeah, like one of those places where people
Dumpster.
dump all of their junk. No, a dumpster is a container. Or the stream,
Junkyard.
depending on... Yeah, a junkyard, basically.
So she was looking around in the trash while we were standing on the outside watching on because we're tired and we didn't feel like going through it.
And apparently we looked like a bird.
What?
Carry on.
What looked like a bird?
We did. Standing there, we must have looked like a bird.
While we were waiting for Reina to go through all of the trash, a photographer came up to us who started taking pictures of us. So we didn't like it. He started explaining that he sometimes comes to the village to take pictures of birds and all of that. And then after he left.
Yeah. The moment he realized we're not alone, he kind of like shuffled off. Which is like... sus.
We have learned though that on the junkyard a dismembered body has been found.
Yes, years ago.
Not years ago, but not much has been known about it. We tried to ask Rina about it. And she was like, oh, I don't know, I've only been living here for a year, so I have no more details.
No, that's not what happened.
That basically is what happened.
No. Keiichi talked to Reina like, hey, I've heard a story about, somebody being found dead there and dismembered. And the moment he did this, Reina's whole, expression changed. She, immediately sobered up into the moment. It's like, no, I don't know anything about that. I only moved here a year ago. That's weird. That's weird. It could just be something innocent. Like, I don't like these kinds of topics and I just react this way because I want to get over with it and go back to living my happy-go-lucky life. That's cool. Or maybe she knows more than she lets on.
I mean, that could be. Who knows? And that's basically it.
And we watched the 2 tips. One was about everybody at school thinking we're rich because the Maebara manor is gigantic. And Keiichi going like, no, it's actually 2/3 of a studio and it's 2 entrances because of Dad's clients. He's an artist and stuff. And maybe I'll ask the girls to come over because Dad likes the ladies.
They're
while
still
looking
rich.
at 8 to 15-year-old girls. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, reading a newspaper article about the dismemberment and everybody really enjoying me reading it out the way it was written.
Absolutely.
Like XXXXX being found dead by XXXXX. Anyway, you get the idea. That's true. That's it. We finished episode 2.
Yep. And now on to 3.
If you call Reina one more time, she's gonna take you home. So cute. I feel like you have to do the face thing, to add to the cuteness. Review time. List the name of the victims. Yes, I can. There was Wait. There was only one victim, and that was XXXX. There were 4 people that they found, that they talked to, and that was XXX, XX, XXXX, XXX,
I think the
and
article
XXXX.
was indeed only one.
1 with 5, 2 with 4, 1 with 3 X's, if I recall correctly. And is that the dumbest detail to remember? Yes.
I bet you're wrong there, but...
Yeah. Yes.
You're probably not wrong.
X's are likely for characters, not letters. It could be anything. Yes, but it's funny because everybody gets mad at me for it. And I'd rather you get mad at me for talking about voicing out the X's instead of making up stories about Wagyu babies. Hey Tifa.
I mean, I won't get that one. I am ready.
Am I ready? Yes, I am.
Chapter 3. Here we go.
It depends on how far the translators or localizers were, I guess. Yeah. We don't know, do we? I mean, I would imagine that they were serious enough about making up for the namespaces because they used different lengths instead of just
I don't
3
think
X's
that was for the name, to cover the actual name, but just to show you the difference between the people. So that you know it's...
But then why have 2 with 4?
I don't know. Why are you asking me this? Go into chapter 3. I'm ready.
Wagyu babies, they make your dreams come true.
I kind of can see an ad about this. Do you not have time to massage your own baby? Don't worry, we have just the thing for you. Wagyu Babies Daycare. We'll massage your kid and feed them sake all day long. You're a headmaster.
That's not what I was talking about at all, people. Anyway.
Wagyu Babies. They make your dreams come true.
Anyway, let's continue this wonderful game, shall we?
Maybe for next year.
Press A for the love of God. Here we go.
For next year's April's Fool, I'm gonna make an ad for that.
For Wagyu.
For Wagyu Babies.
Write that down before we forget it. I'm writing it down. Give me 1 second.
Oh, and one of the things Reina found on the junkyard that she really liked was a very big Colonel Sanders doll that she wasn't able to take along. Because it was at the bottom of a trash pile.
No. No, she did not. Reina said she found a Colonel Sanders doll. No. Yes, a Colonel Sanders doll. But that's not what happened. Tifa, being Tifa, read it as Colin L. So there's a Colin doll somewhere.
That is exactly what it should be pronounced as. Colonel Sanders. Like, the English language, this proves just how weird the English language can be. Why would this be pronounced as Colonel? Like, for the love of God. So no one can explain this. Like, there is no explanation on why this word is Colonel.
Oh, and the most important thing we forgot, sorry. We're not in Hinamizawa, we are in Hinamizawa. Something like that. April 2nd, Jack and Tifa will be arrested for attempted human trafficking. There was no such thing. I will set the record straight next year.
That would be kind of funny.
I would apparently build these small statues of the colonel outside of KFCs in Japan.
Yeah, that's what
I hope they still do, and I get to see them at some point.
That's what you found.
Yeah. The Dutch have no ground to clown other languages, 100%.
I feel like the majority of our language makes sense. Like, more than English sometimes does.
Tifa, the English language is so weird. Also Tifa, but in Dutch, put a frog up your ass so it won't come out.
Yes. I should have added that in the video.
No, you shouldn't have. The video was good the way it was. It didn't need that.
But regardless, even if you say it, the words make sense. Like, it's pronounced the way it's written. That is not the case here.
Hey Tifa, Mion is trying really hard to talk about a Colin L. Sanders. You're Mion's voice.
A Colonel Sanders? Ah, of course, that's right up her alley.
I understand her wanting to take home Satoko and Rika-chan, but I can't understand the Colonel Sanders. What's so good about that four-eyed geezer?
Four-eyed?
Glasses.
Oh. Probably better to hear it from Reina, don't you think? She'll probably just say, because it's just so cute, though.
You forgot the star again. Sparkle. Morning hour has gold in the mouth. See, that one makes sense because it's German.
Excuse me, we have that one in Dutch too.
That's what you say. Does Reina often go to the construction site to hunt for treasure?
Every now and then she says she's going to have a look.
But a girl her age rummaging around in garbage is, well...
If Reina enjoys it, then I think it's fine. You never let me...
I agree with Rika.
Go through the garbage?
Because dumpster diving is actually illegal in Germany. I hate that it is, because it's trash.
Oh, that's what I could have said yesterday when we were discussing purge days. Dumpster diving.
Yeah, you could have, but you made it weird.
Excuse me? You made it weird.
But nobody remembers that. Anyway. What were they doing over there? Dam construction? It had been bugging me since yesterday, like an itch I couldn't scratch.
It was cancelled a long time ago. Everyone gathered together and fought against it.
Hearing an ominous word like fought come from Rika-chan's mouth startled me.
Okay, why would they go against the dam? Because then the village would be underwater if they build it?
It depends on where the dam is built. Either that would flood where the village is, or it...
Like, it would usually flood an area.
Or it would mean the river through or past the town is gone. Most likely.
We'll probably still learn it.
Either way, a dam is like a huge thing that like changes how the area looks. I get it.
For now it seems important. That's right. It was unbelievable. They said Hinamizawa would be sunk into the reservoir and we had no say in the matter. There you have it.
If only the game would answer the questions if we let it.
They should answer this immediately though, because then we don't have to ask it before they can answer it.
Fair enough. So I'm only able to be here because the protest succeeded.
They did. Well, not fast enough, because we were able to ask it
It was
before
literally
they
the
answered it.
next line, Tifa.
Yeah, but I was able to ask it before anything.
You should have added it to the predictions.
I'm sorry. I didn't keep you, did I? My deepest apologies, Keiichi-san. It took me a while to powder my nose.
Satoko. Wait to use the can until you really have to go. It's a lot easier since it shoots right out. It didn't occur to me what I just read until after I said the line.
It's like, wait until you really have to go.
You know that feeling when, like,
So
if you're on your way home, you can barely open the door because you need to go to the toilet that badly, and then the moment you sit down, it's basically over already?
Like when you start turtling. I should have added that in the video. How is that not part of my presentation? Turtling should have absolutely been in there. What do I think of this now?
Can I leave? Mion, Hinamizawa would be underwater before mentioning a dam. Tifa, why would it be underwater? I need to know in this sentence.
Yeah, they could have been faster, right?
Lead with the important information,
yeah,
people.
Yeah, exactly.
Higurashi is the worst written visual novel I've ever played.
This all only adds to the confusion and the questions, and it doesn't work. That's not how it works.
You follow-up symposium. No, we really don't, though.
I don't think there will be another one. But it was a lot of fun to do. Eek, eek.
What is... Eek! Eek, eek. Are you a Pokemon?
Macho squirrel.
Come on! What was that?
I'm trying.
Satoko, eek, eek. X objection.
That's not working.
Honestly, the fact that the entire game isn't one sentence long is only to its detriment. 2 out of 10, literally unplayable. Yes.
Yeah, I think they really could have done this better.
You want to try this again?
No. How dare you speak that way to a maiden of unparalleled beauty such as myself?
Eek, eek.
Eek.
Who was she calling a maiden? If Satoko really was a maiden, she wouldn't have reacted like that. The usual hijinks ensued. Do we get to see them?
No. Now then.
It's Japanese sound words like sigh. Yeah, I got that, but Tifa sounded like she was the buffest like squirrel in the yard. Like try to lift a nut like eek, eek. Gee. The hijinks were 2 hours of eek, eek. Let me take a sip first, please. Okay, go.
Now then, gentlemen, in accordance with the rules of our society, I bring a point to discussion. Objection. What point of discussion is she trying to bring up?
Read the line!
He, Keiichi Maebara-kun, wishes to be included as a member in our activities. What say you? Rina has no objection. I wonder if the likes of this peasant is up to the task. Me and Satoko both approve.
If we that Mion had queried voiced their approval.
A unanimous decision. Congratulations, Keiichi Maebara-kun. I present to you the honor of being allowed to take the entrance exam for our club. Oh, this was mentioned before in chapter 1, but I forgot what it is.
Start from the beginning. I didn't say I would join. What club is this?
What a club does. You see, in order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities under different sets of rules. Like we fulfill our taxes.
Also, I don't know if you realize, but your Mion voice went like 16 octaves higher compared to yesterday.
Is it? Oh, well, deal with it.
Like that attitude.
Sometimes they are in your favor. And sometimes they work against you.
What?
I'm pretty weak, so I'd prefer if you didn't single me out. Let's try to get along. You're so naive, Rena. The law of the jungle is survival of the fittest.
Rules of nature.
Ching.
This was starting to sound a bit sketchy. So, what kind of club was it?
I feel judged by that cat. To sum it up, it's a club where we play games together. Oh, it's the board game thing, no?
Rika-chan was the only one to answer my question with a pertinent response. So basically this...
She just teleported out, like, bit by bit.
Yes. She's a Dragon Ball character. Sometimes we do a little murder as a treat, you know? The usual things you do in a town when you've got nothing better to do on a Friday night.
And then we throw dice to decide where on the joint we cut exactly. Like, do we go for the easier joint points? Or do we go for the hard ones and go like right in the middle of the arm?
Nobody needed the details.
Oh.
Beam me up, Scotty. It did look pretty cool. So basically this club put Mion's hobby of collecting games to use. By playing the various games that Mion had hoarded every day.
It seems like fun.
It seemed that, depending on the day, there were prizes for the winner or penalty for the person who finished in last place.
I'll make this clear right now. We aren't playing house here. You should treat each win or lose, or each win or loss, as if your life depends on it, alright?
What's wrong with just having fun? Scrubs, games aren't for fun, they're for winning. Don't make it sound so crazy.
The first rule of our society, aim only for first place. No mercy. Going at it half-assed just because it's a game is not allowed. I agree. And rule number 2 of our society. For that reason, you are obligated to make all possible efforts.
The way Satoko said it sounded like she was saying use any means necessary.
You need to use an elbow, you use that elbow. Of course, I will do my best too. I'm pretty weak, but I'm trying my best.
I knew what they were trying to say.
They're trying to get the pity points so that you go easy on them.
In a game where everybody's aiming for the top, it's rather unsportsmanlike to play just for fun. Alright, then I too will go all out. With that I was finally ready for the rite of initiation, my baptism into the club. Is it Mario Kart?
A word of warning, Kei-chan. Reina can get pretty nasty.
This initiation looks like it's going to be rough.
Card game first?
Mion began fishing around in the student lockers in the back of the room. I have the games here at the school? Well, it's club equipment, so I guess that's fine.
Complicated games would put Kei-chan at a disadvantage. So today we'll play a game that you should be familiar with. How about a standard card game, like Old Bachelor? Old Bachelor?
Never heard of it. Not even once.
I mean, I don't know a lot of card games.
Alright, let's do this!
Can't really get into it unless there's a penalty. This time the loser will be sentenced to having their face drawn on. What do you think? Don't these kids have class?
Apparently they have the longest recess breaks ever.
Like it's more like spend your day here and do whatever.
Just tell your teacher, just tell your parents that you are learning something. Just make something up.
Whoa. It won't be a permanent marker, right? Right?
Permanent? She wants to draw on our faces with permanent marker?
That is perfect!
Satoko cheered the idea on. She didn't even flinch at the thought of such a severe penalty. It seemed like she was raring to go. If it's going to be like this, then I can't lose either.
Then I'll just cut the deck and start dealing.
What a horrible life at such a young age to become a dealer. Old Bachelor is pretty much the same as Old Maid. There's only one difference. There's no joker. In its place, one card is pulled out at the start. meaning there will be one card without a match left over at the end. You don't know which card will end up being the Joker. It's a pretty thrilling game.
That doesn't tell me anything. I'll take out the card though.
Mion took out one card and left it face down on the table. Everybody stared at the card intently. Well, it'll be pretty obvious in the endgame. No way to tell at the start.
Am I the only one that don't get the rules yet?
I don't think we actually have to play, we just have to follow the story.
Yeah, but I would like to know the rules.
Worst game ever, I didn't get the game.
How do I now play this card game?
Biggest game of this year would be original Mario Brothers. Famicom has just barely not come out yet. Oh yeah. True. Maybe Pong.
Pong.
Damn, just when I was typing about old maid versus old bachelor, the game explained.
No, get whatever you were typing back.
Did you keep the text? Because I still don't get how it works.
Same. If you still have it, please post it.
I'm guessing we have to make a pair. Somehow.
So it's like Go Fish.
I hate Go Fish.
No,
Old Maid is a game of combining pairs. Okay. That's why the face down card at the beginning sucks, because, like I said, there's one match you can't make.
But how do you pair them?
With each other. What?
And how?
With the cards?
Do you just pick one? Do you get to ask some of your neighbors? What do you do if you don't have
Yes,
a
you leave
pair?
a building and go to your neighbors. Do you have an ace?
Yeah, please. Please.
But the rest of them were very serious. They didn't seem as relaxed as I was. They compared their cards to the face down, all the while gauging each other's reaction. It was as if they could see what the face down card was. No, it couldn't be. Ah, I get it. It's Go Fish in the active sense. You pick a card from your opponent, guess what the card is. If you get it right, you make a pair. Explanation was about Old Bachelor being Old Maid, but with getting rid of 3 jacks instead of 3 queens at the start.
Okay.
I think I'm beginning to get it. But because of this, the deck being worn out, I imagine from the damage on the card, they can tell which card that is.
Yeah, like
in our set of cards, we have one card, and that's a bachelor. The one with a B, the boy, whatever card. You can tell that one because it has a little like dent in it.
Yeah. Some cards just get something on it, and after a while, you know exactly which one is what.
Yeah. Oh, the jacks. That's what they're called. So you get rid of 3/4 of a queens or jacks, so that's always one type of an odd number that can't be paired.
Okay, so that's like the Joker in this case.
And at the end of the game, there's one thing you can't pair, that's the Old Maid. If you keep the Old Maid, you're the loser.
Okay.
Beginning to get it. Thank you very much.
That seems easy enough.
No way. Can everyone tell by the scratches what the card on the table is? Yes.
Remember the second rule of our society. Keiichi-san must try his hardest to win as well. But wait, if you guess wrong, do you pick a new card from the stash?
Maybe we will learn this as the story goes along.
A number of cards are quite unique. Keiichi-kun should be able to remember them pretty quickly.
She said that so matter-of-factly. Suits me fine. Don't think a little thing like that can be your crutch. I lashed out angrily, but it was rather obvious I was at a disadvantage. After all, they'd gone so far as to memorize the wear and tear for each individual card.
The best thing to do here is buy a new set.
Yeah. This wasn't a simple game of Old Bachelor. If this was a test, then they were playing with the answers sheet in front of them. Bring it. I'll take advantage of your carelessness and beat you at your own game. That baseless confidence would soon be crushed.
Do we get to actually play a game? How about I tell you your hands starting from the right? 3, 4, 9, Jack, Queen.
Ooh, ah!
Just cover your cards, like the back of them. By the way, the Bachelor is the Jack of Diamonds.
God!
I can tell what they are even if you switch them around. I am out.
thought I was prepared. But for it to be this brutal, just overwhelming. You asked if you can remember the scratches you deserve for win. Yes. Yeah, you do.
I think we have like 6 sets of cards in this house for that reason. We just always use the same one. Yeah, we do. I put them.
Why do we keep using the same one then? It's
no,
easier.
I've swapped them with Go Fish.
Keiichi's got to call casino security. He's at a table full of card counters. Hot take, but
middle schoolers are brutal.
If you can count cards and like predict to the point where you can actually use it as a skill, I think you deserve a win. But I don't run a casino, so
I don't think the casino owner agrees.
I think that's a skill, not a cheat. Like, if you're just really good at this, like demons. You're all demons. Reina isn't a demon, are you?
Sorry, Keiichi-kun. This is the Tree of Hearts, isn't it? I'm out. Wait, how can she be out already? Or are we already playing a couple of rounds?
Not even a hint of mercy. Reina, even Rika-chan. These club activities weren't to be trifled with. An alumnus of this club would definitely survive in the cruelest of situations, like being a Dutch child in the middle of the night on the last day of camp.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I had to. It's not illegal, but the casino will hire goons to slug you for trying it. They'll treat it like cheating and ban you.
Isn't it actually...
I'd rather keep my kneecaps, yeah, same.
Yeah, I mean, same. Isn't that actually a rule in a lot of casinos that you're not allowed to do that?
I would think so. And even if they don't have that, well, then you get that treatment. The goal is to get rid of all the cards. And if everybody around you knows what cards you have, they can just play to that strength.
Yeah, so. I get that, but I guess we already played a couple to get through an entire deck.
If our entire class had self-detonating collars strapped to their necks and were dropped in a deathmatch on a desert island, these guys would probably take to it like fish to water. Self-detonating collars strapped to their necks. Never seen that before. Anyway.
Borderland?
I can already picture their joy as they hunt down each of their classmates.
The Wild Wild West.
No. I don't think so. It was a rhetorical question. Sorry. Why if I don't just ban blackjack altogether? Yeah, I mean, I could, but...
Because it's...
I guess enough regular people lose. It's a battle royale kind of game. It's usually not worth it. My dad was able to count cards, but decided to never actually go to a casino because he knew he'd get in trouble. Well, trouble.
I think going to a small casino might actually... If I could count cards, I would definitely try it out.
Do you really think even the smallest, dinkiest casino isn't loaded with people that will massage your kneecaps afterwards?
There has to be ways to not make it obvious. I want to say the first time you might be able to get away with it. It's obvious because you keep winning. Yeah, but then don't do that 20 times in a row. Tifa's
advice for all of you people who can count cards to try it out without repercussions is just don't get caught. Yeah, and if you get caught, skill issue. It's like pool hustling. It holds an inherent risk of tricking others. Yeah, and them retaliating in return.
I'd absolutely try it. But I just don't have the skill.
Don't ban it because some of the best card counters are the dealers. I mean, the house always wins, right?
If you... Oh, that's actually pretty good. If you can do that, and you're also looking for a job, and you want to become a dealer, that is the best way to apply.
Yeah, go into the casino, strip them naked from your abilities, and then offer to work for them. Probably before they break your bones.
Yeah, wait, just do the thing until you get caught. And then
when security shows up,
resume.
You go, I want to apply.
I was gonna return all of this, like I just wanted to show you my skill. Just tell your dad to carry a resume around.
That's an anime kind of thing. I don't think they actually take like jobs like that.
It's like the government getting hackers into their teams.
Fair enough. It's some kind of auditing service for casinos that ensures that people in houses don't cheat. Otherwise we lose their license. I guess it's more like make sure don't get caught, right? Because if you can't prove that somebody is cheating, did they cheat?
I still want to go to a casino once. We've never been.
Yeah, because of you.
Because of me?
Yeah. You have a gambling problem.
I do, actually.
Yeah, that's why we don't gamble.
Yeah, but then how about we go in with only like $100 cash on us? So that I also can't spend more than that.
No, you get $10.
What?
Yeah.
That's nothing! What do I do with $10?
See? See? This is what I live with.
You can't bet like $1.
Yes, you can. I can bet you $1 you're not gonna read the line. See, I won.
You guys go to a casino next to
will just be big donations.
Please, I'm poor now. I'm gonna
Introducing our Patreon specifically to get rid of Tifa's gambling debts. Please also, if you can, support our GoFundMe, our Kickstarter.
We have some space under the game thingy. I'll put a donation goal there.
We're gonna sell tattoos on Tifa's back.
Daily $100, please. It's the lowest point system. The order itself dictates the points. Whoever has the lowest points total wins. Point total. Since Keiichi finished last, he has 5 points.
There's already a 5 marked down on my scoreboard.
I think it's unfair to Keiichi-kun if we don't use a new deck.
Agreed.
It's fine, it's fine. Kei-chan is a man after all. He can turn the tables even if the odds are stacked against him, right?
That's sexism.
It's fitting for a lowly peasant to scamper home and soak their pillows in tears, don't you think?
A petite hand laid itself on top of my head, which was trembling from uncontainable frustration.
This dude is gonna quit.
It was Rika-chan's.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing, though. Card counting isn't technically cheating, and
It's
it's hard to
prove.
I want to say they'll just point every camera at you and let someone who can also point counts check the... Wait, there's a movie that is exactly about this. What's it called? 21?
I don't know.
I think it's called 21.
I think we've seen it together. It could be, yeah.
I think that is exactly about counting cards and...
Getting a gang together to basically do heists on casinos.
Yeah, and trying to get
Spoilers
rich
for the
while
movie
doing
21.
so. I think it's 21.
It's hard to prove unless you're like the Higurashi girls who just outright say they're counting cards. Exactly. 21 is based on the real-life scheme they tried to use to establish it. We remembered correctly.
So it is. I always remember watching that years ago.
Ideal method is to just memorize what's in play, which you can't easily prove someone is doing. Yes. I think if you keep track, it will become obvious when they keep winning more than is statistically likely, you know? After a point, it's not luck anymore, it's skill. So.
I feel like what's happening in Higurashi is worse though.
That's cheating.
Like, this is 100% cheating. Like, everything is against you here.
Yeah.
Keep on fighting. Yeah.
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 Estimated game completion date October 6, 2026. That's conservative.
That seems about for this chapter.
That's for part. Yeah, I was gonna say, if it's part 1, maybe. Thanks to Rika-chan's words of encouragement, I was able to calm down. You need to be calm, especially when you're cornered.
There's no way you're gonna beat this though.
That's the power I could muster during this crisis. Think clearly, Keiichi Maebara. Take your time and look at the cards carefully. It's just as Reina said, several of the cards have their own distinct markings, making them stand out. Memorizing them should be pretty simple. Think about what you can do in this situation. Try everything in your power to improve your chances of victory.
Wow, great Keiichi-kun, just like that.
I covered the uniquely marked cards with my hand or other cards, arranging them in such a way that they couldn't be seen.
Are you telling me it took him 5 rounds to come up with covering his cards?
1 round.
No, he already has 5 points.
Because he finished last, he got 5 points, and 5 were already on the thing, so he lost once.
Oh, I thought 1 point for everything you lose. Okay. Because otherwise, he deserves to lose. I'm just saying. The one with the red corner should be the 5. And I'm out.
I couldn't let any of these precious hints slip by me. All information is a weapon. Then it was my turn. Satoko fanned out her cards for me. You see, I want the 7. Is it this one?
I wonder about that. You won't know unless you take it.
There was a bit of dismay in her expression. Like she doesn't want to take in that kind of expression. I won't let that momentary lapse slip by me. I know. It's this one! Full Yu-Gi-Oh moment where drawing a card takes like 15 seconds. Because you get like action shots of it.
There's like light coming from
Yeah, and then they slam it on the table. And then suddenly somebody is being sent to the Shadow Realm.
I think she's lying.
Got it! 7 of spades. A cheer of ooh rang out.
What is this?
Keiichi learned the social engineering skill. That is super handy to him.
Level up. Is it a bluff or a double bluff?
Maybe even a triple.
The 7 should be the hardest one of all to tell apart.
It wasn't for memorizing the markings. Those slight changes in their expressions as I was selecting a card were enough.
I thought they all had poker faces. Can't hide it from me, Kei-chan. This mark means it's the 2 of diamonds. What?
She was startled by her own misread. Of course everyone else was too!
Wow, it's rare that Mi-chan gets a card wrong. No. Kei-chan, could it be you?
I'm guessing he turned them around.
If he has long nails, he can try to scratch the cards new.
They told them apart by different marks. That mark was a nail scratch.
There you go.
So I put a new one on it.
Just remark them. Are you saying he disguised it as the 2 of diamonds? What an impressive show of wit. Smart.
That's actually pretty good.
He's just ripping the corners and scratching random cards. Like putting folds in all of them.
That's what I would do.
Keiichi landed a clean hit.
Clap, 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 clap.
Well predicted.
Thank you very much.
That's great, Keiichi-kun. That was an incredible match, you know?
Having defeated the Forerunner, Mion, my brilliant battle left me ecstatic. But by total points it was already set in stone that Mion would win and I would finish last. I laughed heartily, selecting the tone of my voice carefully to get on Mion's nerves. Ha 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 ha! Well, I'm going to end up the loser, but I'm satisfied with one-upping Mion at the end. Sparkle. That should be the proverbial slap in the face to Mion, who was at the top already and ensured victory.
Even if Kei-chan gets first place this round, he'll still end up last place overall. Don't you hate that?
Of course I do.
Let's have a duel.
It's time to duel.
All or nothing. One chance. If you win, then we'll swap first and last place. How about it? You up for it?
She fell for it. A chance for an upset that wouldn't be possible without goading her into it. One chance, you say? Let me hear the rules. Mion discarded 2 cards from her hand and replaced one with a Joker card that was on the table and shuffled the resulting hand behind her back.
The card in my right or the card in my left? If Kei-chan can guess which hand the Joker's in, then he wins.
When you turned around just now, you didn't pull out the Joker, did you?
If you lose, I'll show the card in the other hand. Is that okay?
The other freaked out nervously at this unexpected turn of events. Alright, you've got it! Mion grasped one card in each hand and thrust them out at me. First, I needed to inspect them closely. The card on the right had no distinguishing marks. I couldn't tell which one it was.
Which one, I wonder? Keiichi-kun, be careful.
Yeah, of course. This is my chance for a big comeback.
Wasn't the chicken? A chicken.
The pigeon knocking over the chess pieces, shitting on the board, declaring it wins. I would love to see that.
That seems very...
Pigeon painted a black piece white to do a checkmate. Is that allowed? It should be allowed, I feel like.
I think in this type of chess you can absolutely do that.
I would lose my shit if that was actually a thing. Like somebody just quickly like swap them around.
That would be an interesting way of playing chess.
Yeah, much more action. If a pigeon gets involved, that's a stage hazard. Yeah, and a health hazard too. Looking closely at the card on the left, I saw a little wear. It wasn't one I hadn't seen before.
Ah, that card is...
I didn't let that bit from Satoko slip by me. Mion clucked her tongue. I didn't recognize the mark on the left card from the small number that I had memorized. I didn't know what the left card was, but I could tell from Satoko's reaction that the card had already appeared during the game. Since it had already appeared before, it meant that it definitely wasn't the Joker.
Oh. Kei-chan thinks it's the one on the right. Will you choose that one then? Will you?
The left card definitely wasn't the Joker. If I could trust that theory, then I should have been able to declare that the card to the right was the Joker. Even without Mion's taunting. The one on the right was the most suspicious.
But she probably showed it on purpose.
Wasn't it a bit too rash to decide based solely on Satoko's reaction? More carefully. Ah! I remember now! That mark, the left card, no doubt about it. The 7 of clubs.
It's the 7 of clubs, I see.
I've won! The card on the left was the 7 of clubs. So that means the card on the right was the Joker. And then just before my hand touched the right card, I froze. I would expect no less from you. There was a wave of murmurs amongst the onlookers at my sudden halt, right before I confirmed the right-hand card was the Joker.
Huh? What could Keiichi-san possibly be saying? I mean, the left one is... Shh. Oh. What makes you so certain that the right one isn't the Joker, Kei-chan?
Mion let loose an unexpected question.
Surprise!
Joker tucked into the waistband of my skirt. Neither card in my hand was the Joker. Yeah, didn't they say she discarded 3 cards?
We didn't say there wouldn't be an option C.
Basically. Yeah. Mion let loose an unexpected question. Everyone else was baffled. I don't know what the card on the right could be, but I know that the one on the left is the 7 of clubs.
Can it be that both aren't? Then, doesn't that leave the right one as the Joker? One of them has to be the Joker, right?
Yeah. One of us is the Joker, right?
Keiichi has good intuition. Huh? Rika-chan, what do you mean by...
So basically, the 7 of clubs, I discarded that by matching it with Satoko's 7 of spades earlier. Everyone's attention snapped to the discard pile at the same time. The truth of the matter couldn't be discerned from that sloppy pile. So that means Mion pocketed one of the discarded cards, then aligned it over the left card. And that means...
I see, I get it. This left card is being disguised as the 7 of clubs, right?
It was the first time since the start of a match that a shadow ran across Mion's expression, and I didn't let that slip by. Then, with a grand flourish, I declared loudly...
You were close, Matanar.
The joker is the left one! It was an intense moment. That 1 second felt like an eternity for everyone there. Breaking that silence, the first one to speak was Mion.
Being the first president of this club, I've been witness to a variety of performances. Kei-chan, yours is the best. The best of the best of the best.
That was probably the greatest compliment Mion could give. Mion accepted her defeat, dropping the cards from both hands. My comeback victory! Now quickly ban Motonat for spoilers. Good guess. I didn't expect it to be like stealing another card from the discard pile. I was trying to overthink basically. Earlier they said that she discarded 2 cards. But if she had 5 in her hand and she discarded 2, that means she still had 3, right? So I was thinking like, where did the third card go? But
there you go.
It wasn't that in the end. Rika-chan placed her hand on my head and began patting it, congratulating me on my victory.
Huh? Rika-chan is...
Reina and Satoko gaped at us, as if they had seen a ghost. What is it, Reina? It's not as if I cheated or anything, right? This was fair and square.
Rika only pat someone on the head to console them. It was the right one.
Uh-huh. What's the meaning of... At that moment, Reina let out a small shriek.
She was playing 5D chess basically.
We've been bamboozled.
It was the actual card trying to make you believe that it was covering the other card, but it was not. It was actually just that card and it was the other one that was being covered.
This is Yu-Gi-Oh! All over again.
Or the one being covered was just another... Keiichi-kun? This is how it was? You know, Kei-chan. I thought you'd read into it that far.
Everyone froze. No, it was just me.
It was a gamble. If you had just jumped to conclusions like a little brat, then I would have lost.
It was the answer everyone was certain about.
We've been tricked.
Mion picked up the card from the losing hand.
Kei-chan, you know, you should take pride in this loss.
She turned it around. That was the card that proclaimed the victor of this duel. The card under the 7 of clubs. Unbelievable! It was the 2 of diamonds! It was a setup behind the setup!
We've been bamboozled.
If I just picked the right one without reading so deeply into it...
I, Mian Sonozaki, as the club president, do accept Keiichi Maebara's membership into our club.
I slumped to my knees, dazed. Everybody let out a round of applause for the excellent effort I gave despite my defeat. We've been smeckledorfed. Yes.
100%. The match is now over. Today's victor is me, Mian Sonozaki, and our exalted loser is Keiichi Maebara.
Everyone made a commotion, applauding cheerfully. I felt I was bested, but I was so soundly beaten that it unexpectedly felt rather refreshing.
It's the shock. When Mi-chan pulled that little trick behind the back, I got excited, thinking she's going to do it again. When Keiichi-san stopped a moment before touching the correct card, I thought he fell for it. He fell for it quite handily.
Huh? Hey.
They were all in on it. That's even worse.
Hey, wait. All of them knew from the start and still got so excited so earnestly.
Wow. Wow. Everyone got excited to make it more fun.
They are great actors. Collusion! This should be illegal.
We've been tricked several times.
You? You're all demons! You monsters!
Now then, Keiichi, it's time for your penalty. Since it's your first day participating, I'll go easy, okay? It would be a problem if you refused to come to school.
The other 3 members held down my arms and shoulders firmly.
This is where we draw dicks, right?
It's Kakegurui all over again. That's a good show.
That was really good.
Yeah.
These guys are ultimate gamblers.
Mm-hmm. What did you just do? What do you call that move? Because like you moved forward to the side and then came back.
Just moving my butt. It's getting square.
Aww. Need a new chair?
No.
One that gives you a round butt? Why are they all holding him down? That seems weird. Mion approached, licking her lips. Her right hand went to pull something out of her pocket.
Everyone gets to do one drawing, right?
A felt tip marker. And it's a giant permanent one.
Okay, here we go.
She took the cap of her marker and brought it slowly up to my face while I was immobilized.
What's it gonna be?
No! No! Oh! I let out my death throes.
Are we gonna see it? No, probably not.
Keiichi Maebara, the child with multiple penises all over his face.
It's gonna be painful scrubbing that off.
That's harsh. Oh, a bell? A literal slideshow?
Time was up. Before we go into this, I say we take a short break though.
She's talking to me, but she's looking at you.
Yeah.
Why do you treat me like an NPC?
I was now waiting for you to go, BRB.
Yes, Tifa, I was going to suggest the same thing actually, but I was, looking at you. Let's discuss this during the break. BRB.
We're back.
We are. Thank you for waiting for us. Do I need to shame you every time because you don't do the thing anymore?
Yeah, but you're supposed to do that.
No, the person that presses the button does.
Yeah, but I feel like that was always your thing, and now...
Because I press the button.
Well, then why don't you press the button anymore?
Because I'm on controls. I only have 2 arms.
I have to do everything here.
That would be nice. I'm lazy. It's Keiichi all over again. I mean, there's always something, isn't it? Meanwhile, as soon as the club activities were finished, Reina flew off. Probably so she could dig out that cute corner sound.
You went there.
Screw you.
That's the way it should be.
Probably so she could dig out that cute Colonel Sanders that she wasn't able to take home yesterday. So today it was just Mion and me walking home together, a rather rare occurrence.
A mountain of treasure, huh? The guys throwing it away probably never thought in their wildest dreams that Reina would be grateful to them.
Mountain of treasure, meaning that damn construction site from before. Oh, right, Mion would probably tell me. But murder by dismemberment that seemed to have happened there. Over there, at that damn construction site? Did something happen there? Long ago?
Something sure did. A grand battle. There were sit-ins and demonstrations.
It was a bit different from what I wanted to hear, but I decided I'd listen just the same.
Oh no, that's not what I want.
Tell me about the killings.
I want to hear about the dismemberment.
Basically. It was our land that was going to be sunk into the damn reservoir. I would have thought as well, probably.
The government guys were really adamant about it. Acting all big and full of themselves. Since they figured out that they couldn't settle it with money, they did a bunch of nasty stuff. They were nasty guys.
Oh, here we go. Mion spoke excitedly as if the whole thing was happening right in front of her. I'm amazed you guys won. You were facing the federal government, right?
The mayor and prominent figures in the village all signed petitions. They went to Tokyo and struck deals with legislators. And as a result, the development plan was retracted.
If you're a legislator, you should see a doctor.
It was our complete victory. How long ago was this again?
3-4 years ago, something like that. It wasn't too long ago. There wasn't any violence, was there? Like assaults or murders?
None.
She promptly cut me off. The same as Reina had. Her words signaled the end of discussion. Tomitake-san said one arm wasn't found in the incident. I thought that a murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong. My curiosity unsated, I sighed dejectedly inside.
Later. See you tomorrow. Kei-chan, you can't wash that off until you get home, got it? How am I gonna wash it off on the way anyway?
I got it. I won't. Neon held back her laughter while stealing glances at my face. Wonder what kind of nasty doodles they do. Didn't they have a mirror back at the school building?
Yeah, but he probably didn't look.
Okay, fair enough. Damn you, Mion! You shall rue this day.
How often is this school activity? Once a week? Every day?
Every day. Our roles are ever reversed. I'm going to go all out. All over your face so you won't be able to take it off, even with a scouring pad. That sounds really painful. Do you think they're all in on the murder? Like, if the one thing between the good of the town and the dam being built is one asshole guy, and everybody living in the village agrees he needs to go. Like, from history, do you remember how Caesar died? Being stabbed by a bunch of people? Like that.
Good.
If
I'm
everybody
still
in the
pretty
town
sure I
agrees,
remember a lot, so I'm not gonna...
That's very nice of you.
I'm not gonna join your discussion.
Upon arriving home, I went straight into my mom, embarrassing myself yet again.
So what's on his face, though?
Stabbing by 30 senators. I mean, it could be. People have killed for less, exactly. Like, and
very true.
You're messing with their homes, right? Like, I'm trying to get into the mindset like this. Like, you're telling them the whole town will be gone because there'll be water. So, you know.
I mean, in a village like this, it doesn't seem unlikely.
In any village. If you tell people they're gonna lose their homes and, like, everything their family has ever owned in the area, it's like, that's not a good
Kill
feeling.
the corporate asshole, home is safe, win-win.
Yeah. 30 centers, but especially Brutus. Weren't they friends? Wasn't that the whole thing? The mood I'd come home to was already on edge. It's not an uncommon thing in our family. Whenever Dad can't come up with a good idea, it always ends like this. He stomps around the house with his arms crossed. Mom whispered into my ear.
Welcome home, Keiichi. Dad, he's in a bit of a rut right now, so don't bother him, okay?
You can't come up with a new idea?
It's because the deadlines are so close together this time.
We literally talked about this last time.
Your dad needs time to recharge or he doesn't work as well.
Dad's paintings feed our entire family. If he runs out of ideas, then it's the end of the Maebaras. We never gone hungry before. Could it be that my dad is a master painter? Wouldn't it be easier to get an idea taking a walk outside rather than wandering around the house?
The theme of the piece this time is in the household. So it seems your dad wants to use this house as a motive.
That's quite a bothersome motive. Keiichi, tidy your room for once in a while, it looks terrible. Sorry, I'll clean up later. Come on, please don't use my room as a motive.
Keiichi, there's still some time before dinner. So please go take a walk out back or something. Does she not see our face?
Child, please leave.
Does she not see our face?
I think she has other issues right now. Dad's moods are only temporary. As soon as he gets an idea, his mood improves and he starts humming. Until then, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just go take a walk so I don't aggravate him further. Well, I guess I will then. Depending on what exactly these moods are, I don't know if it's a good home, but...
Also, I like how he doesn't even know what his dad does.
Well, he's an artist. He's a painter.
You'd think you'd know what kind of art.
Yeah, kind of weird now that I think about it. I mean, he even talked about how like 2/3 of a house are like a gallery kind of thing. Huh. I think you only see his parents in the anime and manga, and they look entirely different. Okay, his dad draws hentai. Listen, whatever pays for bills, right? Like, I get it.
But yeah, a tiny bit more understandable then that you wouldn't show your, 12-year-old kid?
Yeah, especially then, of course. Yeah. That also checks out with the dad always liked the ladies. I'm thinking about it now. Like, having... There's nothing wrong with making a living like this, but I'm now picturing... Like, Keiichi had this moment in that one tip yesterday, where... I wouldn't think he brings in school kids. Yes, if he does, call the police. But also...
Now, when he draws them, suddenly they're 20.
Yes, all the characters that were depicted in this work of fiction are at least 18 years or older. Plus, there was a little talk about they have an extra entrance for clients to come in and visit like the gallery section of a house. And I've never been in the room when like an artist of hentai or like a publisher discusses with a client what they want it to be like. But I also don't think I want to be there. You have no idea how depraved hentai fans can be. I've been on the internet. I've seen things. No, I've never been in these situations myself, but I believe I can roughly infer that information, and yeah, I wouldn't want my kids or myself around that. I said I was going to take a walk, but I didn't have any particular destination in mind.
How about the public toilet?
Needed to kill some time. I got on my bike and pondered where to go. Could just go read at the bookstore, but it would take about an hour by bike to get to town. It would be dark by the time I got back, so I didn't want to go unless I had to. The roads at night here in Hinamizawa creep me out.
That's the downside of a village.
Yeah. If Mian and Satoko ever found out about that. I smiled wryly. Oh yeah. Irina was probably still at the Mountain of Treasure, the damn construction site. The excavation of Colonel Sanders was probably taking her a while. It wouldn't be so bad to have her only one. She might return the favor next time we have club activities.
I doubt it.
With a little bit of self-interest in mind, I set off towards the damn construction site. Sea beams glittering off distant galaxies. 10 houses gate. Fuck, what was that from? I forgot, but I've heard it before.
Sex education?
What? No, not even close. Something sci-fi.
Well, there's something sci-fi in there too.
I want to say Blade Runner, but I'm not sure. Tomitake-san might be there as well. The only person with information about the incident that both Reina and Mion denied knowing anything about. If I met him again, I'd like to ask for more details. To ask, was there really a dismemberment here in Hinamizawa? That was my real intention. Correct, Jack. I know things. Sometimes.
Oh, that looks nice.
It looked a bit like a Golden Gate Bridge, but just much smaller.
That looks like a nice bridge to just sit on.
Yeah.
And look around.
Spotted Raina struggling up on the slope of a garbage pile. It looked like Colonel Sanders was lodged in there pretty firmly. It didn't look like... You know when things get warm, they expand? And you would think... We've been running stuff for like close to 3 hours now, like setting up before the stream and stuff. But the clicking you just heard, that was this screen expanding. Why now?
was also really annoying because while we were filming our first for April Fool's video, that also happened during the filming.
Tifa had a perfect take and like 90% through the bit it goes knack. Oh well.
Which was very audible.
Yeah, we couldn't cut them. So you had to do another take. I was really proud of you. Oh. It didn't look like Reina would be able to excavate him by herself. Realizing that Tomitake-san wasn't around, I began climbing down the slope unsteadily. Hey, Reina. Looks like you're working up a sweat.
Whoa, Keiichi-kun. What brings you to a place like this?
You. A place like this, huh? I see. She was aware of it at least. I received a signal for emergency assistance at the accident site. Where's the injured party?
Huh? Accident? Huh?
But there was a report Colonel Sanders was buried alive in the trash pile.
Huh? Oh, Dad, you scared me. Don't frighten me like that, Keiichi-kun.
I was just kidding. I thought you might be struggling by yourself, so I came to help you out.
You came? For me?
Talking about hentai.
Huh?
Well, I filled my quota for today.
Time to go.
If I don't see Reina blush at least once a day, then I'm not getting my daily required nutritional intake. Just kidding. You're embarrassing me now.
Let's go to Colonel Sanders. So, what part was the joke? What part was it?
I just ignored her bewilderment. Okay, now move out of her way. So, where's Colonel Sanders?
Sorry. Can't you see him in that gap?
He's really buried in there. I couldn't not do it, Evie. Come on. It was too easy.
It cost you nothing to not do it.
Actually, it would have. Jokes are supposed to be funny, Keiichi. Why am I taking offense with that?
I mean, it must seem kind of similar to some of your situations.
Am I Keiichi IRL? Maybe. The Colonel Sanders was sideways, surrounded by boards and other construction materials, like they were caging him inside. According to Reina, it wasn't like this yesterday. It seems as though another illegal dumper came yesterday, dumped again, and now he's buried like this.
Aww.
You aren't Keiichi, you're his dad. I wish I could draw. That'd be nice.
That would be cool.
Yeah. You're trying to move this pile all by yourself?
I'll start at the top.
With those scrawny arms.
Make a new pile.
There's no way she would be able to do that with her slender arms. Keiichi is the one you baby. That's never gonna be not a thing anymore, right?
We need to see a shot of his arm when he gets cut or something.
I hope there's a scene where he needs to go to like just a health checkup and they do a scan and then they see that no, he has very normal arms. Do you want to be my Wagyu baby?
But Colonel Sanders, so cute.
I was offering you massages.
Yeah, and they are shit.
I'm apparently really bad at massaging people.
My flesh wouldn't be marbled, it would just be pure white.
So it'd be too good at it, is what you're saying?
No.
I tried.
There's a chain on the Colonel Sanders at the store. This one though. I should be able to take this one home.
So she tried to...
tried to already take it.
Yeah. You know what you sounded like? Do you remember Ebisomaru from Mystical Ninja starring Goemon? The chubby blue guy?
A little bit.
Yeah. Sounds like that. If Reina gave up on this Colonel Sanders, she'll probably start devising a plan to steal the one in front of the store. As Reina's guardian, I won't allow her to sully her hands with crime. Out of her way, I'll do it. Reina blushed again, but this time I left it alone. The pile was enormous. Also, the more days we wasted, the more likely another illegal dumping would occur. If it got buried any deeper, there would be nothing that could be done.
I hope it's still in one piece. Keiichi-kun, I'll help too. Let me help.
You just get in the way, so stay back.
We should make a new pile. How big is this pile exactly? Is it the one we're looking at?
Pulling out scraps, bending them, tossing them aside. I quickly became covered in sweat and dust.
Also, did we already wash our face because no one is mentioning it?
Flying objects drew beautiful arcs across the twilight sky, one after another.
Romantic.
Lumber, timber, plywood. Damn it! No matter how much I threw out, there was still more. Even though I could see Colonel Sanders right there. After grandstanding like that in front of Rena, I felt frantic because of how little I had progressed. If I was going to do this seriously, I needed an axe or saw or something. Of course she has one.
That's enough, Keiichi-kun. You're so sweaty. You don't have to try so hard.
I'm just doing it for you, Rena. Don't worry about it. Rena began sputtering and turned a beet red. Whoops. I meant to say I was trying my best so as to keep her from becoming a criminal. Oh well. This is my life with Tifa sometimes.
Can't deny.
Usually when she sees a cute dog. How often have you told me when we went to like a store and somebody left their dog outside, like, if the people that own the dog don't come back by the time we're done, I'll steal the dog. I mean, I keep reminding Tifa that if you steal a dog that really loves their family, then the dog would be sad. And then she doesn't.
Before you continue, there's kind of a really cute, very detailed robot in this picture.
What?
Like the face is so detailed.
Oh!
You see like the eyes with the pupils in the wheels, you have the mouth here, a nose, the two arms here, a shoulder.
You have the bike
cheeks.
at the top of the screen, and the wheels of that are the eyes.
But the mouse isn't seen.
Exactly. Then the rock part in between the wheels is like the slope of a nose. And then the reddish thing with the two, whatever they are, going across with the wires around it, that's like the mouth.
Yeah, and the frame of the bike is like the hairline.
Yeah.
Everything in this makes the body. It's brilliant.
A little bit. It looks a lot like me on a Monday morning. It's like... I guess I just need a break. This is pretty tough. Sprawled on my back over the grassy slope.
Which grass?
The one in the back, don't you see that?
I'm so sorry. You're covered in sweat.
Did we all forget about the fact that he's probably also covered in penises on his face? Like, I think
I
the sweat
what's
is
on his
the
head.
least big thing to worry about.
We still don't know what was drawn on him.
Rena patted her handkerchief against my forehead. It felt pretty nice.
Well, wait here a minute, okay?
Only probably? I mean, most likely, I would think.
My house is pretty close. I'll bring you some barley tea, okay?
Leaving the handkerchief on my forehead, Rena took off running. That's really sweet, actually.
And now photography guy comes in.
The cries of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. After I was certain that Rena was gone, I picked myself up and headed toward what I discovered earlier. That was a garbage pile of magazines and newspapers bound up in twine. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe it was around here. There it was. There were bound stacks of not-so-reputable tabloids. They were stacked chronologically going back quite a few years. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms. If it was just as Tomitake-san said, then undoubtedly there would be mention of a murder. These are troubled times. There's no end to these sickening incidents. There's a large part of society drawn in by these incidents as well.
No.
Yes. Your face gives it away. You would be one of these people.
No, I'm not that macabre.
So it had to be recorded. Somewhere. I unfastened the packages and opened the rain-soaked pages carefully, looking over the table of contents. Not here. Next one. Not here. Next one. It was hard to search since I didn't know when it happened. I didn't know where the perpetrator or who the perpetrator or the victim was either. I only knew it had happened here. I looked up every so often, checking to see if Reina had come back or not. So Tifa is going to be one of those in Umineko. I'm guessing Umineko is going to feature a place where somebody got murdered and then the tourists start appearing.
Nah, I would not do that. I would not do that.
Fair is fair. Tifa has a thing for like visiting catacombs and stuff. But we've never gone
like that's
to
different.
Places like that. I don't see how, but...
No, I feel like... What's the proper English term for it? We call them disaster tourists.
Yeah, I think that's the term,
yeah. I think that is disgusting. That should be fined, be illegal, whatever. I do not agree with that at all.
I guess the question is, where do you draw the difference between a disaster tourist and somebody just there for historical purposes?
Well, we also use that term for people like when an accident happens right in front of you.
Yeah.
You clog up the highway or you go slower to
like
go and
onlookers and accidents or gaffer in Germany. Yeah,
exactly.
Those are the scum of the earth.
Like you start driving slower so that you can take pictures of the thingy. Like that's a disaster tourist.
Yes, fuck those people.
If like something happened on a scene and you go there years later, weeks later or whatever, I feel like that's different. That's fine in my eyes. But like when an accident or anything happens right in front of you and you just stand there to take pictures, like no, absolutely no.
We'll get you a fine of $125. I didn't know there was a fine in Germany. I like that there's a fine, but if you ask me, they should add a 0 at the end.
I think in the Netherlands it's like 300, if I recall correctly.
Fines for like, especially if you like obstruct the police on ambulance because you're gawking, the fines for that should be draconian. Like, it should hurt you so much you will never even consider doing it once you learn how far the fine is. Like, make it $3,000. Make it disgusting amounts of money for most people. Because there's no reason to do it. None.
I can understand that when something happens, you want to see what's going on or what happens. But the moment you are an obstruction, it's like, no.
I want to say there's a humanness to the something happened and part of you wanting to see it. A part of you also not wanting to see it because horrible. I get that. But the moment you like pile around something and you just stand there and you start taking pictures, at some point your brain should start kicking in again, and you just go, no, that's not what should be done here.
Yeah.
Call those rubberneckers because they twist around and keep an eye on something gruesome. I learned a word today. Thank you very much.
I kind of like that word.
Yeah, I hate those people.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I looked up every so often, checking to see if Reina had come back or not. I wouldn't want her to see me gawking at a dirty magazine, but it wasn't just that. Both Reina and Mion said they didn't know, but it had happened, without a doubt. As long as Tomitake-san wasn't lying. Then, if both Reina and Mion... yeah, there was. As if I had just said that, then I wouldn't have gotten so hung up on it. An incident that neither Reina nor Mion wished to talk about. Trying to uncover it after they tried to conceal it out of good intentions. That made me feel like I was acting against my friends. That threw me off. That like...
Now this robot is turning against humanity.
Yeah.
This robot is gonna dismember us.
Did I mention I love AI? I think part of a curiosity is a primal instinct to find out why someone died, because that cause might still be around. Yeah, I get that. Like, I understand that there's a little thing in your lizard brain that makes you go, I want to see that.
Like, I absolutely have that need as well. Like, when an ambulance stops in the street and I walk past, I look around to see if something happens.
You don't stop.
I don't stop.
You
I'll
turn
keep
your
going.
head, but you keep walking, yeah.
But you can stop As long as you're not in the way, I want to say. But like sitting on the sidewalk and waiting to see if people come out. Like,
Yeah.
No. But especially on like highways and stuff, absolutely no.
Yeah. Greed smiles upon you. Don't know if that's a good thing.
I feel like the robot could be saying that.
Hinamizawa dam worker lynching, murder by dismemberment.
Here it is! The featured article was in the back and it seemed that there was a photograph in the colored pages at the front. Pages of the featured article were stuck together and weren't easy to open. Rena could return at any moment. Feeling rushed, I gave up and opened the photograph page. The police investigators were carrying a body bag and newspaper reporters were all bathing it in camera flashes. The image was blurry and hard to understand, but I could definitely make out the headlines. A tragic nightmare at the Hinamizawa construction site. Lynching and murder. Lynching and murder/dismemberment. Victim was the site foreman. He had assaulted his assailants daily with an explosive backlash from his daily actions. It's a horrible image to see the site foreman as it happened. It really did happen. It seemed the details were on the next page.
Which were stuck.
I turned the page without pausing. On it was...
The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes and then used an axe to split the cadaver into 6 pieces, the head, arms, legs and torso.
I could understand just from the headline that it was just too terrible an incident. Normally a lynching is just assault and murder, right? Dismemberment with hatchets and pickaxes? That wasn't a lynching.
Yeah, I also feel like at that point you can't even put it on like an accidental murder or something. Like, how many girls are in the club? Like, each took a piece along and one is still laying in someone's closet. How many of the girls are there?
Listen, I'm going back to what I said earlier. If
5.
If like the leaders of a town all came together and decided we need to get rid of this guy, and like the 5, 6, however many there were,
4.
all came together to kill the guy, dismembered him, and everybody took a piece along to like make it vanish, I could see that. I wouldn't want it to happen, of course, but I could see how people decide to do that. It was a merciless killing to the letter, a brutal murder, done by a group of people, with hatchets, with pickaxes, with a hatchet. Ah!
Sorry. Did I startle you? Did I startle you?
No. Yes. Rena dropped the hatchet she was holding onto the grass after being startled by my voice.
Keiichi-kun, you see, earlier, you said it would help if you had an axe or something, didn't you? So, and I brought the hatchet for you, from the shed.
Rena fluttered her arms in a panic, continuing to explain and apologize. I guess she did the anime thing, but really fast, which I'm not going to do because it's going to mess with the microphone. Your face is so cute, I'm gonna take it home. Something like that. Yeah. She probably already has a piece of a human somewhere. It seemed I'd been glaring at her pretty intensely. I'm sorry. I guess my action was a bit overboard.
No, I'm sorry as well. I'm sorry.
Night was drawing close.
Suddenly I have to think of that serial killer that took pieces of skin to make furniture.
What?
I forgot what his name is, but there was a killer that used to like to de-skin people and made lamps and couches and stuff out of it.
That's fucked up.
Like, I can just imagine, though, your face is so cute, and you
I'm
make
gonna wear it.
make like a lamp out of it.
Like in Face Off, the movie, just cut off her face and just wear it like a mask. I was pretty worn out and it wouldn't hurt to do the rest tomorrow. It doesn't look like we can break that last beam without that hatchet. You brought it after all. I have to borrow it tomorrow, right?
Okay.
Why do you look so glum? Tomorrow we'll be digging out Colonel Sanders, right?
No one in this game is furniture.
I hope so.
Might be a secret kink. You're right. I really want to take Colonel Sanders home soon.
We both knew that it was useless to apologize any more than that. I quenched my thirst with a barley tea Raina brought and wiped off a sweat that had now gone cold. We took the path to head home. I felt quite guilty about the tabloid wrapped up in my jacket.
So you managed to hide it right on time?
Yeah. Makes sense. Where are we going with all of this? And in the end, the dismemberment thing has nothing to do with the part of the beginning.
That could be.
Hey, we beat another episode.
New tips.
Noise. Let's save and then do the tips.
The tips.
The tips.
Do the tips.
New tips. We've got the Hinamizawa Dam project and special tabloid report. Let's do this. You can do this one.
October 1975.
I would like it if the game advances. Oh, there we go. Just the tips. Evie, I'm proud of you. I am so proud of you. It took me everything to swallow those words earlier. And then you wrote them. Exactly that, even with a break between tip and the S for the plural. Mwah. I thought the same thing. It's the morphogenetic field. It's the one brain cell. There it is. And Evie finally succumbed to it. You know, like in the Sims stuff, when like your sim does something and then you like unlock something and the sim is like super happy. That's what I feel like right now. I feel like an imaginary achievement popped up somewhere above me. Like unlocked. I didn't type those words. Yes, you did.
Did you have a case of alien hands?
Someone might have. I hope it doesn't happen again. That sounds really annoying.
In accordance with the Prime Minister's Bulletin Number X, Hinamizawa's electoral development master plan was announced. You threw me off
First
there.
of all, it's not electoral, it's electrical, and
Yeah,
the
because you
bulletin
threw
number
me
is
off.
XXX.
Yeah, just X is fine.
You can now purchase a climbing wall at house.
That would actually be pretty
That
cool.
would be so sick. Like imagine like a variation of a Chinese social scoring system. When you do something nice or you influence people to make quirky jokes, like the next morning you go check your mail and you receive a check of like $100.
Oh, that would actually be sweet.
Imagine like you just open the thing and you get a letter. Hey Jack, for your services and making Eviora 000. Because I read the whole thing. Because you made her say something borderline dirty as a joke. Here you go, $50 Amazon voucher, something like that.
How much would you have to pay the government every time someone tries to make a Wagyu baby now?
I should get royalties. I should get paid.
You will need to get paid. You're gonna go bankrupt thanks to this idea of yours.
Good thing there's an electoral developed master plan.
Yeah, you threw me off.
Also, it's bulletin number XXX.
No, it's not.
Why does the game not allow me to continue? There we go.
Because you keep clicking out of it. The vast scope of the projected Hinamizawa Dam was to have an incredibly heavy impact on the village of Hinamizawa.
I'm proud she hasn't said Hini Mini Me yet. Stealing my royalties already, Jackie. Somebody has to. I'd be so rich from people playing games I bully them into playing. You should get like this affiliate thing going where people who then buy the games, you get a kickback from that.
That should be a thing on Steam.
I don't know if that exists. It should.
I don't think it does, but... The area to be flooded by the Hinamizawa Dam would include the 5 areas of Hinamizawa, Takatsudo, Kyotsu, Matsumoto, and Yagochi. The submerged area would include 291 houses. Population 1,251. 1 elementary school, 1 middle school, 1 post office, 1 agricultural cooperative, and 1 forestry department lumberyard, 5 shrines, 2 temples, and 1 fishery.
And 1 fishery. I've convinced someone Twitch that I get 0.07% of a revenue from Danganronpa sales. As you should.
That would be absolutely deserved. I kind of miss Danganronpa sometimes.
Same, but I still remember the stories.
Yeah. Like, it's not time yet to replay it. Because then I already know it would be less fun, because then it's like, oh yeah, it was this guy.
Yeah.
All of these communal, cultural, agricultural areas and places of worship were to be indefinitely submerged at the bottom of the artificial lake basin.
So
That's
plenty
also
of
kind
people...
of cool, though.
No, it's
like,
not.
if you can still see all of the buildings... There's a song about that in Dutch, the...
Under the sea.
No. It's
Yes,
called...
under the sea, down where it's better, down where it's wetter, something.
No, I think it's a child song about... I think it's called Zaltbommel. It's about a...
You what, mate?
The city, I believe, was called Zaltbommel that was also placed underwater.
Why does that
It's a
sound to you as...
nursery. I need to Google. I don't remember. That's for next time.
A child song?
Yeah, a children's song.
I mean, it's benevolent. Child song for child diseases, you know?
Quite sure the song is about a city that gets flooded as well. I need to look it up. I'm not sure anymore.
Atlantis?
Like, I hear it in the back of my mind. No, it's Zaltbommel. I hear it, but I
Atlantis
can't, like,
in the common tongue.
grasp it. It's like a fog blocking the melody.
This is Dutch sign language for fog? Because that's
I'm
a thing
gonna
we
look
do.
it up later, and if it's anything worth talking about, I'll come bring it back on Friday.
Please do.
Forsaking the 100 years of years. Forsaking the hundreds of years, our ancestors poured their blood and sweat into this fertile, resource-rich land was just too painful to bear. All the residents having homes that were to be submerged banded together and created the Onikakushi Guardians.
How is it you have watched so much more anime in Japanese?
I kind of saw it as Onigafaki. That doesn't seem right.
Brigadoon, no, Onigafaki. What was it? Food Wars. Shokugeki no Soma. Where they have a character who speaks Japanese, and when she gets
American
flustered,
accent.
she speaks with the most horrible English accent.
No, it's the other way around.
By the
Normally,
way-
she speaks with a very American accent, but when she eats delicious food, she can perfectly talk, or she can suddenly talk in perfect Japanese.
That would have been great if anybody heard that because our internet just died. BRB.
In that case, BRB.
Hooray!
We're back.
Chat will take a moment to catch up as it usually does, but thank you for waiting for us. Congrats Evie on being first. Congrats Martinat on being second to the stream, because that's a thing that works. So when you're watching this again later on YouTube, it will be one continuous video and not nearly be as annoying, because that I can cut out, thankfully.
We did jinx it. Like at the beginning,
We
we were
did.
talking how
Yeah.
we would curse the stream, and I said I preferred option A, internet outage.
Yeah, and you got
and there
what you
you
wanted.
have it.
Yeah, greed smiles upon you, Tito.
And there you have it.
Yeah, so we're back. Let's get through the tips.
Back we go again.
Well, go ahead.
We already did the Onigafaki.
Oh yeah, true. And that's when the internet died.
The dam project was halted and petitions to alter the plan were circulated. The citizens sought peaceful negotiations, but the government and its puppet company openly refused. So why don't they just say the names?
The Onikakushi Guardians were trying to defend this stream from being shut down by the Bundesrepublik. It is annoying me to no end that I don't know how to get this to catch up to what I can
It's
see.
fine.
I don't know how Germany, I don't think the German government would care at all about 1,251 people having to move in Japan.
No, but seriously, why can't we just say the names?
I have a feeling that the names are redacted for a reason.
Probably, but seems annoying.
Because maybe the names are direct hints to other characters we've met.
Performing unspeakable heinous acts, they squashed the democratic actions of the villagers.
Heinous.
You're heinous.
Without the age.
But the villagers did not falter. Instead, they banded together even more closely and steeled their resolve to protect their homes to the death. Literally. The continuation of that frightening Hinamizawa Dam construction project is still stalled as of today. The villagers understand that the stalling was caused by sublime power through unity, and they understand that this fearsome plan has not yet been fully withdrawn.
Okay.
The
Onikakushi. Onikakushi.
The Onikakushi Guardians had been dissolved after it did its part, but the feelings of unity it's garnered have not yet been extinguished. As long as that passion resides in the hearts of the residents, they'll be able to confront whoever next decides to sink their homes into a lake basin. Onikakushi Guardians Committee Chairman, we're seeing a name.
Kiichiro Kimiyoshi.
That?
Have we come across that name before?
I don't think so.
I want to say we have not.
Doesn't ring a bell at least. Oh, that was the...
Yeah. Now that we're back, want to risk the second one, or...?
No, let's risk the second one. If not, or if it falls out again, we'll just save and continue it tomorrow. Warning in advance.
Yeah, and then we'll do the tip part for this one again, because it's annoying otherwise.
Nightmare befalls the Hini... Yeah. There we go again.
Nightmare befalls your Heini. Check your butts, people.
Hinamizawa
They
Dam.
might have nightmares. You think your leg fell asleep. You think your butt maybe fell asleep from sitting in a weird position. No, your ass is having nightmares. Nightmare befalls the Hinamizawa Dam.
You're continuing or?
Lynching and murder / dismemberment. On X day of X month in XX prefecture, at the Hinamizawa Dam construction work site in Shishibone City, a bone-chillingly gruesome murder / dismemberment. Even though this case has shocked the archipelago, the police will give no details on the case. Exactly what happened at the Hinamizawa Dam. They probably didn't mean to kill him at first. But as the victim resisted by swinging around a shovel, the rest of the perpetrators armed themselves in return, and it quickly escalated to homicide. So said the aforementioned investigator A. After this bloody tragedy was over, they were left with a body which nobody could have mistaken as alive. XX-san had tormented the suspects daily with his rough behavior. At first it was meant to be payback. All the perpetrators were horrified by their deed, and one even turned himself into the police. It was the de facto leader of his group, XX, who suggested hiding the body. It was I, XX.
No, I turned myself into the police. Hands behind your back.
Oh, Tifa, that's not what that means. Reluctantly at first, they soon began to think they did not wish to be caught. The construction site had numerous places to hide the body with 6 people. They were originally supposed to hide the body and leave the area, but the de facto leader feared that the conscience of the other 5 wouldn't be able to bear the burden, and came up with a horrifying method to keep them from turning him into the police. He devised the heinous method of splitting up the body among them and making each of them responsible for hiding a piece. I called that
so
earlier.
So that way they're all
called that.
Responsible.
What's that called? Mutual destruction? Like if one of them, caves in, gives up, or is ratted out, everybody goes down. XX had turned a simple manslaughter into a gruesome dismemberment and forcibly involved each perpetrator in order to create a sense of unity between them. Each one participated.
It's like a team event.
But what does this mean? Person A spoke out reluctantly. XX had ordered each and every one of them to dissect a piece for themselves. They were hesitant at first, but nobody refused. In for a penny, in for a pound, was what it meant. Thus, an unimaginable bloody ceremony began. The perpetrators wept and vomited as they performed the gruesome task. There was one person who stubbornly refused, but XX threatened them again, saying nothing would change if someone else ended up dead, and he gave up in his objections. But XX's plan collapsed in the span of one night. XXX, who had refused to dissect the corpse up until the last moment, had broken down into tears at the hospital where he was being treated for an injury sustained during the scuffle, and confessed. The criminals were arrested one after the other, but the de facto leader XX's whereabouts are still unknown. Also, the right arm hidden by XX has yet to be found. Despite an ongoing search, this horrible individual has so far managed to elude law enforcement. What could the police be doing? It appears that XX had said he was going to throw the body, right arm, into the swamp. XX's car was discovered abandoned near the swamp, but there were no clues to his whereabouts. XX didn't trust his companions. One cannot deny the possibility that he had expected his companions to confess to the police and used his car as a decoy.
Seems smart.
Of course, I adopted that theory. Since he has no car, one would expect him to have a limited area to which he could have escaped to. But within the station there were rumors going around that he had accidentally slipped and drowned in the swamp when he went to throw away the body. To the locals, that swamp is believed to be bottomless. It is known as Onikakushi, the demon's abyss, and is said that the bottom of the swamp is connected to the hellish world of demons. The atrocious demons from hell, the demon from hell, that was XX. Could it be that he had returned to hell through the swamp? The Zygian dragon, bringer of luck and fortune. Prosperous future, ladies leaping into your arms. Business success, promotions, ambition, protection from harm, not just with pachinko and horse races, but business and even love. Guaranteed or your money back. Zygian Dragon Bracelet DX, one piece, 27,800 yen. So it ended with an ad?
I mean, you are reading a tabloid.
Oh yeah, true. We reread it as we printed it, I guess.
That is basically the whole thing.
Okay, so people believe that there's a bottomless bog. Demons come from it.
That's expensive.
And one of the fellas was a demon. I mean, fair enough, it's easier than to actually ponder all of it that went into doing that. $185 in the 80s.
Could have just been a figure of speech. Figure of speech.
I hate figures of speech.
My speech is also gone, obviously.
Is a speech something that they prepare in Hinamizawa?
No, that's something you put on a barbecue.
It's a Spieß.
Yeah,
it's German for like a shish kebab.
Spieß.
You know, explaining the word by just saying the word again doesn't really help.
No, I'm saying it in Dutch.
And German for that matter.
Well, at least we managed to finish that bit. If only it could have held on for like an extra 10 minutes.
Wow.
The internet.
That's the joy of doing things live.
Yeah.
Well,
part of it. We jinxed it.
Nothing we can do about it. Yeah, next time I won't talk about things. But for real now. First time we played Higurashi, your cold got worse. Second time we played Higurashi, we had phantom sounds in the microphones. Third time we played Higurashi, now the internet died. If something happens again on Friday, we have to drop the game.
I wonder what it could be. A fire?
Yeah.
The window suddenly breaking?
I don't like where this is going. Every time we do this, something bad happens. Like, This is literally a game about curses. Yeah, I can tell.
Well, I feel like it works a bit too well.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say I paid money for this, but no, the first chapter is free, so...
Not yet.
Yeah. Who killed that one guy? I mean, multiple people apparently. The question is, what does any of this have to do with the murder from the intro scene?
Well, it could be...
Are they related? Are they unrelated?
Seeing how there are people who lived in this village, I'm gonna assume for now, because I don't remember these bits, that it's family of some of the girls.
Yeah, I mean, given that we have seemingly
The killers, that is.
5 families that give us main characters, Mion, Rika, Reina, Satoko, and Keiichi. Weren't there 5 people involved with a murder?
Yeah, one is missing.
Yeah.
At least
But
assume still missing.
if 5 people are involved, assuming none of them are like from the same family, then 5 families being involved with this, and now 5 families being like having main characters.
I
There's a
don't
little
think our family will be involved.
Why move to Hinamizawa out of all places?
Fair enough.
We could have moved anywhere. Stream 4, a window breaks. Stream 5, someone in your apartment falls down the stairs. Stream 12,
Nuclear winter.
20. We still have some time.
Oh, yeah.
We have some more time. So we need to finish by stream 19 to
Yeah.
save all of you.
yes. I mean, I would give myself up for 12, you say. I
The
meant
window
to say
breaking
20.
isn't even that far-fetched, because there's a window right next to me, and that one is actually cracked.
True, the outside one has a crack. There's a
Yeah.
double one.
That just needs like another push and it will
Yeah.
probably break.
It's a nice, quiet town where bad things don't happen. Exactly. Yeah. You know what all of these things have in common? They're so cute!
You're not talking about the nuclear winter, are you?
All of it. All of it is cute. This is a cute game. Yeah.
Oh well. We'll see what misery befalls us on Friday, I guess.
As long as it's a cute nuclear winter, I suppose it's alright. Yeah, I mean, you know, summer gets really warm sometimes, and that's annoying too, so... At least this way we don't have to be sweating. Silver linings everywhere.
That is definitely the bright side.
I think nuclear Armageddon will be very bright here. It's kind of part of the whole thing. Unfortunately.
We'll try to aim for 19 streams.
Yes.
No guarantee.
After 19, no matter where we are, then we can't continue because, you know, more than not you predict the future. I like the game so far. But it feels more like, so far it feels more like a slice of life kind of thing with occasionally bad things thrown into it. Like,
Fair enough. I'm still on the so-so.
why are
Right
you a
now,
hater?
it's not bad. It's not great. It's so-so.
I am sorry for my associate statements. I'm willing to risk nuclear winter. Well, chances are if there is one, we're not going to be able to continue streaming anyway.
I'm taking a screenshot of that just so that we can't be blamed.
Yeah. I mean, this is how stable our internet is in normal conditions. I would imagine in a nuclear winter it gets worse. So
Then we go back to the good old days where internet falls out every half an hour.
that was so annoying. The worst thing, again, like
Good times.
when you're streaming, I want to say that every kind of issue that is unexpected can really suck. I'm trying to not let it get to me because I'm the kind of person that really gets like annoyed at these things.
Yes. How was I too...
I was trying to be positive. Thank you for like
I'm just
making it hard.
confirming.
Thank you. But internet is one of those things you have no control over. Like, back when our internet had so many outages last year it was, I think. we swapped to another provider. We are now with the best one possible. There's nothing else to do other than to move, which we can't afford.
I mean, Germany isn't known for their good internet.
Yeah, which is disgusting. I don't know why it's not more stable than this, but you know, I think this level of reading may be too much for you guys. We're doing 1 episode per stream. We're getting there.
Yeah, sure, we are.
I don't see the problem with it. Except when
I feel we're making good progress.
Tiva has to read words like Onikakushi.
Just have an issue with changing the button for words.
The butt of words?
The button.
Oh, for languages.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I don't get it. But clearly this is a game where a lot of things use the Japanese names. Higurashi, Hinamizawa.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's do.
I'm just preparing myself for you guys to quit. Not planning to anytime soon, don't worry.
Nah, it's not bad right now. I have no problem with continuing, so no worries about that. But I am expecting it like around chapter 3 at the latest to pick up a bit.
I would imagine, from a capitalism point of view, it was a slow start. Yeah, we're getting somewhere, I feel like.
Yeah.
But from a capitalist standpoint, on Steam, the first chapter, which we're still playing, is free. I would imagine that chapter 1 ends with a huge mystery cliffhanger.
I mean, it would be the smartest thing to do to
Yeah, so that you go get the others.
The next chapter.
Similarly, like series, movies and stuff with sequels, I would imagine every chapter ends with like a big world-changing reveal so that you are inclined to keep playing. Or
Makes
keep
sense.
buying in this case. So I just want to like get where this is going, you know.
I'm prepared for the slow start. You guys warned us for that already, so I do not mind. But it doesn't change my opinion to, oh, this is great, because even though I know it's a slow start, it's so. It's not like, oh, I need to stop this immediately, like I can't continue.
I very much feel like a, I guess, 15-year-old Japanese kid from the city having moved to the boonies, getting to know their schoolmates, their little ins and outs and their quirks. I'm miffed though, because we have not learned what they drew on his face.
Yeah,
what did they draw on Keiichi's face? I need answers.
I think we might still get that, because we haven't gone home yet. Well, we have gone home, but not
We were on the
again.
way home when the episode ended, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe now, after his dad is in a better mood, they will actually notice and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, fair
Or
enough.
it's just not important at all and we'll just forget about it.
True. We're gonna see.
We'll see.
We're gonna
Hopefully on Friday, unless our house burns down tomorrow evening or something.
see. Yeah. I'm gonna try to Google this. How many episodes does Higurashi chapter 1 have? Because they all seem to be roughly the same length. This does not tell me anything because they're using words I've never seen.
No.
I can tell without Googling. Please do. You got home, washed your face clean, then your dad drew hentai on your face. Possibly.
Like, there is a really old meme where you see this kid with like this tiger print on their face, but it kind of looks like a dick because you have like the cheeks and then the painting.
Yeah, I think I've seen that before.
Like the thing that goes up the nose. And it's like so obviously.
Like they knew what they were doing. 13 chapters, so 10 to go.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Like, we're getting there.
That's not bad.
We're getting there.
Thank you very much. We never named for chapter for the main game. Yeah, I think in game they're called episodes. So like the individual games that as they are sold on Steam, those are the chapters.
Episodes
and
in
every
the chapter.
chapter contains multiple episodes. Alright.
We're gonna find out on Friday. For now,
Yes.
gonna hope nothing happens in this house. Wish you all an awesome night.
I'm gonna go slaughter a tofu goat to hopefully praise whichever god is necessary to have stable internet in this country.
Unfortunately, you now jinxed us because we're out of tofu.
No, we still have 2 pieces in the fridge.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Then
None in the freezer though.
Then I'm gonna cut a goat in it.
That would be really cute actually.
Yeah, it would be. Slightly macabre, but cute.
No Wagyu children, but tofu goats.
Pressing the button?
Please do. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us. We'll be back on Friday, hopefully issue free, but probably not. See you then. Bye.
Thank you.